Advantage, and the ground, as you can see in the background, absolutely perfect and quite fitting for the two top sides in this competition. There is one of the key men for Carlton, if not the key man. Big Steve Kernahan, a former South Australian. If he can fire, the Blues could possibly win a premiership. And here's a young man rewriting the history books. What a performer he has been. Gavin Wanganeen, the champion of the competition, winning the Brownlow medal. Joining me behind the microphone this afternoon, Gerard Healy. Gerard, welcome.
Thanks, Andy. Great to be here.
And former Carlton champ, Ian Robertson. Robbo?
Well, it certainly is a big occasion, Sandy, to watch the Blues play in a grand final. The last one they played in 1987, and there's a lot of pressure on both sides here. And I think it'll be interesting the first quarter in particular, just to see which side settles down the quickest.
Rob, I think the biggest unknown factor here in this game is probably the ability of the Essendon youngsters. There's 8 players out there 20 years or younger, and how they cope with the enormity of the situation this game will determine this game.
One of the prominent developments of the game in recent times, Gerard, has been the zone defence. Briefly, how does it work?
Well, every player is given an area of the ground to take care of at the kick-outs, and let's hope that most of them will be facing the goals, not looking away, rather than the traditional tactic of going man-on-man. This is an example of Carlton's zone defence. They use 9 particular players. As you can see, the half-forward flanks move into the centre there. The full forward just drops back a little bit. The wings move up towards the 50-metre zone, and they try to block out any set plays that Essendon may have, trying to get that all-important kick out from the behind.
So both sides lined up. We're ready now for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the 1993 Foster's AFL Grand Final is moments away from when Barry Cable will walk to the centre of the field for the toss of the coin. We would like you now to join us as we welcome back to centre field Marucci Baramba for the singing of our national anthem and the start of the 1993 Foster's AFL Grand Final.
One of the great roars in sport following the national anthem. The two sides go into their huddles for the last time before this final commences. We'll have the toss of the coin in the middle with opposing skippers Mark Bomber Thompson and Steve Kernahan of Carlton. Let's go to Bernie Quinlan. Here he is for the toss.
Yes, thank you, Sandy. The little champ tosses the coin. Mark Bomber Thompson has called heads. He's won the toss, and Essendon will be kicking to right of screen, down towards the main grandstand.
Thank you, Bernie. Barry Cable tossing the coin. He's one of the game's great players of days gone by, a dual premiership player for North Melbourne. Well, each side has some great champions, some marvellous players in their lineups, but I wonder, the key players, surely this man for the Blues is one of them.
Yes, Greg Williams, the engine room of the Carlton side, has many strengths, almost a complete player. His disposals by hand or foot are magnificent, and his football brain also terrific. Perhaps his only weakness would be his pace and lack of defence. Craig Bradley, his partner in crime, is also a terrific running player. Perhaps the equivalent of Tony McGuinness as the best running player in the game. His 5 goals in the qualifying, or in the second semi-final was the reason they won that game, and he'll have to kick goals if Carlton will win today. And Gavin Wanganeen, the 1993 Brownlow medalist, well, his anticipation is second to none for such a young player. His balance is terrific. He has a very low centre of gravity. He also takes a terrific high mark. Perhaps his biggest weakness is a little bit loose and backs himself at times when he should man up.
So we're just about set to go in the 1993 Grand Final. Powell and Welsh on the bench for Carlton. Danaher and Wallace on the bench for the Bombers. There's the siren. The game is underway. From the middle, Somerville can't beat Madden. He pushes it wide. A chance for Spalding to get the first effective kick of the game. Down towards right half forward, but Connor Thompson is there, defending for Essendon. Steadies with a long drop putt up towards half forward. Christou was the flyer, wearing 39 for Carlton. He sees it over the line.
And Sandy, a lot of discussion in the press before this game about players not being fit, but Harvey's on the ground and Spalding, well, they're matching up.
I see Mark Aythorne has a big job on Michael Long, Essendon's match winner.
Madden gets his second tap out for the game. Chance now for Ratton. He's very, very well harassed there by Mercury, and the ball forced over for another boundary throw-in. Just slightly in Essendon's forward half. There's a free kick off the ball there, and it's going to be taken for Essendon by Long. So Aythorne accepted the free kick. Long's kick, centre half forward, hanger up high, can't take the mark. Silvani the shepherd, the ball spills free. It's kicked away by Sexton outside the 50-metre area. Running onto it is Nasidi with Alvin. Alvin with the experience, but it's taken now by Mercury. He steadies, shoots the ball into centre half forward. There's a scrambling against Silvani. Certainly the free kick. And Aythorne having a bit of a dust-up with Buick, but the free kick is with Essendon and to be taken by Paul Salmon.
The Salmon's kicked 4 goals in each of his 3 finals to date. And there was a big scare during the week with him entering hospital on Wednesday for an epidural in his back. A procedure that pumps painkiller and anti-inflammatory into the spinal cavity to try and stop the irritation that's been upsetting his hamstrings. So surely there must be a cloud over his game. But if he can kick this, what a marvellous start.
Well, listen to the roar if he does kick it. This place will come down nearly, Sandy. Always the first goal is such a fantastic atmosphere as Salmon goes for goal. And he's kicked it. First goal to Essendon.
Yes, and that may be the most vital kick of the afternoon. Salmon isn't a noted straight shooter. Often gets the jitters in front of goal. But often his record suggests that if he can get that first one through, then he can go on to have a pretty straight day in front of goals. Just looked as if he hooked it a little bit. Perhaps it was brought back with the wind, but got the full result.
Confident start by Essendon with 1 goal on the board out of the middle. Madden's kick is partly smothered. Alvin can't get there, neither can Scholl. Ricky Olorenshaw around his body up towards Hurd. Christou the spoiler. Through Calthorpe and O'Donnell it goes. Williams, oh, what lovely touch towards Gleeson. He couldn't take it cleanly. There'll be grand final nerves early on. And who can blame them, playing in front of almost 90,000 fans for the ultimate. Free kick to Carlton, held whilst not in possession. Ratton up towards half forward. Into the pocket he goes. Scholl is there. The try for a free kick. It's not to be. Denham gets the hand pass away to Olorenshaw. Now they've got a bit of space on the outer side. Mercury on half back. Wanganeen does it beautifully. The Bombers out of stride. Look out! Mark Thompson loses the ball. It spills free. Watson back again once again to Mercury. And finally Olorenshaw steadies it on half back. He goes up towards Long. Michael Long on centre wing has taken the mark.
Surely he'd be too quick and too talented for Aythorne. That's a problem area for the Blues.
Well, he's one of the most exciting players in the league. Christou again the flyer. Unable to complete the mark. Gleeson scouting the pack. He's wearing 12, has it now, almost throws it out. It goes towards the boundary line. Mackay, what a day it's going to be for this young man. A wool buyer from the southeast of South Australia. This is the biggest day of his life.
Don't fall in, son.
Throw in once again. Salmon and Madden, the two tallest players on the ground. Bradley around his body, going to be very close to the boundary line. Still close to the boundary line, but still in play. Grenville, a little chip. He's giving a little ground and was pushed when he took the kick, so it's going to go back to David Grenville. Another young man who crossed the border, like Bradley, to play football at the highest level. Into half forward he goes. Gleeson got a hand to it out in front of the pack. He's still going. He loses to Ola Renshaw. This could be very costly as the Bombers go towards full forward. Buick is there. He's still there. Buick sweeping hand passes wide to Harvey. He's in stride. The cry of ball goes up, but play goes on. Inside, deep inside the Bombers forward line. Hills can't take it cleanly. Watson sees it socket away. The Carlton defence under enormous pressure in the opening minutes. It could even be tougher now. A kick into towards goal. It's pretty bad. Tomasidi has gone and hit the post. One behind. Tomasidi and the Bombers. 1-1. Carlton are yet to score.
Well, you mentioned about Carlton's defence under a lot of pressure, and both sides have applied some good pressure. Quite fair. We saw Calthorpe and Bradley having a bit of a dust-up, and Buick and Mackay, but Silvani's kick, good distance, but straight onto Salmon's chest. Salmon short. Equally as effective. Mark taken by O'Donnell. He's 50 metres from goal. Now, Gary O'Donnell may give himself a chance here. We saw Tim Watson last week kick a ball down that right-hand end of the ground, and it sailed through with the aid of the breeze from about similar distance. Essendon 1-1. Lead Carlton yet to score. High, a long kick by O'Donnell. Gets the distance, hits the post.
Well, just having a look at the matchups in the Essendon forward half. Hogg has a fairly big job on Buick. Obviously, Silvani is picking up Salmon. Watson's been picked up by Sexton. Across half forward for them. Christou is manning up on Hurd. Mackay has Grenville. Grenville, a surprise move to centre half forward, and Ratton's got Ola Renshaw.
Short kick has been marked by Scholl. He's in the back pocket, and he gets Carlton up towards the centre of the ground.
O'Donnell couldn't take the mark. Sexton's kick goes up towards centre wing. Harvey and Spalding both there. Now Craig Bradley. He's dynamic when he's going. Goes with a long kick up towards Kernahan. Belted away by Dustin Fletcher. This young man is the most publicised schoolboy in the country, and he's got one of the biggest jobs of the day today.
Yes, and one of the big unknown factors, of course, he hasn't stood Stephen Kernahan before, despite the fact that these sides have met 4 times this season, including a practice game down in Hobart this year.
Carlton deep into their attacking zone for the first time, but it's Thompson, the Bomber skipper, who defends. Scholl sees it over the line. Clever kick by Thompson to gain a little ground for his team. Somerville wearing 19 for the Bombers, up against big Justin Madden. They call him Harry. No clear winner out of that as it's forced towards Williams. He's at the bottom of that pack. Denham asks the question, but more in hope than anything else.
The on-ball matchups are very similar to those in the qualifying final. Denham has picked up Greg Williams. Calthorpe has got Bradley, and Gary O'Donnell is on Gleeson. They're doing a good job at the minute.
Good play by Calthorpe to get the ball clear, but it's Brown for Carlton. A kick high, no mark taken. Ball with Thompson, who's been under a lot of pressure on that half-back line, doing well. So was Vasidi, then O'Donnell, and the Bombers are out of trouble. It finishes with Ola Renshaw. His kick is up towards the centre of the ground. No mark taken. James Hurd caught, but he got his kick away. It's bashed away by Hogg, taken by Sexton. A quick kick by that player into the centre of the ground. The mark is taken by Gleeson. He's looking to handball off. May have held it a fraction too long, but got his kick away, and Kernahan is marked. Very, very important that Stephen Kernahan gets a few early touches, because if Dustin Fletcher, on the other hand, gains in confidence, the job will be hard for the Carlton captain. A long kick, swings away with the breeze, into the pocket. The ball spills. still in play. Down goes Brown. It'll be taken away by Thompson. The only man of the four of them, or five of them, that kept his footing. Off to Harvey. His kick is short, and it's marked by McKay. He'll pump it straight back into within goal-scoring distance. Carlton a chance. Alvin gets his left foot to it. It spills into the pocket, and the mark has been taken by Fletcher.
And Greg Williams was fouled at centre-half forward for the Blues, but good news for them, he is up and running.
Now the pressure on the Essendon defence towards Hurd on centre wing. Got a bit of a push. The umpire says play on, so Hannah does. Williams was down, but he's certainly not out. Gets the hurried kick and then gets felled after he takes the kick. Again, he's up. 30 metres out from Carlton's scoring zone. Gleeson the only one there. Wanganeen at the bottom of the pack. The Bombers working like a tightly knit unit at the moment. Buick goes up towards Hurd and he takes the mark. James Hurd on the defensive side of centre wing. Up towards the wing. Oh, Grenville was the fly. He couldn't take the mark. The Bombers have the numbers. Mercury can set something up for Long. Clever. Very clever. Michael Long off to Salmon because Silvani charged him. Olorenshaw on 50. Now he's outside 50. Gets clear from 49 metres. Ricky Olorenshaw goes across the face of goal. It's one behind because the second attempt to juggle it was taken over the line by Silvani.
This young Scholl has been moved on to Olorenshaw, and he will have to tighten up a little bit. Olorenshaw off to a magnificent start with 7 early possessions.
Powell and Welsh, we saw on the interchange bench. The kick in by Silvani finds Sexton. He's looking to go to the right-hand side, hesitated just slightly, and then kicked out towards the wing. No mark taken. Bradley runs onto it. He's got some space. He's got a player in support. Williams looking for the hand pass, but he goes straight to the pocket area. Kernahan at the back. He's got it. Not paid. And Fletcher gives away a behind, and the Blues supporters screaming at the umpire down that end of the ground, which is umpire Darren Goldspink, but he is unfazed about that.
Well, from first looks, it looked like it was a grab. Perhaps didn't control it at any stage, but true professionalism from Kernahan. Didn't argue with the umpire, just got back onto his position in their zone defence.
Fletcher to bring it back into play. Goes straight down the middle. Lovely kick, almost to the centre of the ground. Williams waits at the back, but it's to his opposite number, Denham. In the middle. Now Michael Long. Look at this boy go. Away goes Michael Long. 50 metres out. Still going. 30 metres out. Oh, what play! It may have been touched on the line. No!
The big action movies are on 7 next week.
Get ready for a surprise.
Starting Sunday, see Hollywood's hottest
Your
stars.
life's just a dream.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who the hell am I?
Sharon Stone.
Have a nice day.
Bigger than ever, Total Recall. Then Chad McQueen follows in his father's footsteps in the premiere Martial Law. Then the training's over.
It's a war.
Nicolas Cage and the fugitives Tommy Lee Jones in Firebirds. The big action movie starts Sunday on 7.
Stephen Silvani still having something to say to the goal umpire, but there's nothing you can do about it, Steve. The score is on the board, 2-3 Essendon. Carlton just one behind.
Did look as if there just was that little touch of the finger on that ball, though.
Well, it may have been over the line, Gerard. I suppose the goal umpire in a terrific spot. The bounce in the centre, Madden, but it's kicked off the ground towards centre-half forward for Essendon. Grenville, Bradley has it, away for Scholl. Handball ineffective, Kelthorpe gets past. Handball, no, he gets past again. Forced to kick maybe with the left. He's going to get caught. He could be penalised. No. Christou can't get the ball clear. Now the Blues a chance. McKay away for Heaver. Heaver's little kick gathered by Gleeson, but Wanganeen nearly took it with him. Brown kicked the full forward. Kernahan's got it. No mark. Play on. Alvin can't get past. Well scragged. Kernahan snaps off. Kernahan! Carlton's first goal. Magnificent persistence by the captain leading from the front. Essendon lead by 8 points.
Yes, in the meantime, Tim Powell has come onto the ground. Scholl has come off, and I'd imagine that his job, Powell, would be to tighten up on Olorenshaw. But have a look at the way this goal is developed. Kernahan scrags the ball and then kicks a scrubber, and in the meantime, we believe that Athorn's number has been taken by the umpire. So he'll be in the book.
So the Blues are on the board in the goal-scoring department. From the centre once again. O'Donnell twisting and turning, runs into trouble in the form of Christou. Ducked his head at the same time. Hill's got it wide. Essendon through Grenvold, looking to reply. A high kick up towards Salmon. Well, you've got Salmon at one end, you've got Kernahan at the other, you've got 90,000 screaming fans.
There's just too much strength on this occasion. Gets the right position, good use of the body. Complete this goal, it'll be a terrific start to Paul Salmon.
He's kicked 61 goals for the season. This is his 182nd game. For the Bombers, there's often been talk that he may leave, but he's stuck with the club. There's quite a run-up, as you can see. 30 metres out. Straight as a die, as if it was on a wire. Salmon gets his second. The Bombers answer. 3-3, plays 1-1.
Yes, an excellent start by Essendon and Salmon, of course. They rely on him in particular to kick the majority of their goals. But he hasn't kicked many bags this year. In fact, he's only kicked more than 5 on 2 occasions. He got 10 goals in a magnificent game in round 6, when at the other end, Gary Ablett kicked 14 goals, 7.
Essendon 19 handballs to Carlton 5. Very early in the game, but the Bombers getting a fair use of the ball. Ruck contest. It comes away through Denham. A good long kick towards full forward. Puts pressure on the Essendon, the Carlton defence again. Rushing it through is Honk. And it's another behind to the Essendon score. 3-4 plays 1-1. Mark Thompson won the toss and had no hesitation kicking to that right-hand end. Kick in has been marked by Ratton. Goes along the boundary line. Probably favours Ola Renshaw, and he's taken the mark at the back of Sexton.
As Tom Elvin has now been moved onto Ola Renshaw. Powell's up in the forward pocket, being picked up by Joe Masiti.
Great start by Ricky Ola Renshaw. Kick number 6. It's a centering kick. Somerville was the flyer. Play on, says the umpire. It's not good enough. Heaver and Buick. Heaver at the bottom of the pack. Loses the football. Spills free to Long. Back to O'Donnell. Hurried left foot snap. Pulls it away in towards the right pocket. No mark. And it was touched over the line. For a throw in the right forward pocket. Well, this is one of the features of our game, isn't it? The high mark, but he didn't hold it. Throw in. Still in the attacking zone. Or could it possibly be a free kick to Aythorne? Umpire says no, he wasn't ridden into the ground illegally. We'll have a bounce.
If the umpires stick with it and make all players earn free kicks like they're doing so far, I think it'll be a terrific contest.
Chris Danaher, one of the great footballing families on the bench. Denham scouting, couldn't take it cleanly. Out it came from McCurry. Now they've got a chance. O'Donnell's going to have a second ping. Once he's away to the right, now he's away to the left.
And these misses could prove costly because Essendon have dominated this game to date. If they could establish a 6 or 7 goal lead early, it'd be very difficult to peg back.
Silvani short again to Ratton, in turn to Heaver. Heaver goes one way, then the other. Then kicks in near the centre of the ground. Very important possession for Brown. Well tackled by Thompson. Ball spills for Bradley. He's gone. The ball spills now for Brown. Free kick may go to Bradley. Advantages with the Blues. Brown on centre wing, off the left foot. He looks for Kernahan. Has he marked it? No. It was a bump ball, says the umpire. And it looked just that from here. The Carlton fans again not happy. But maybe Steve Kernahan, again, no argument from him. He trapped it well. The bounce, 48 metres from the Carlton goal. Tap back. Chance for Williams. He's well pressured by Denham. Yet to get into the game, Greg Williams. That kick is marked by Hannah on centre wing. Players just a little pumped up. Some chest marks being dropped. Somerville dropping a mark. Kick towards full forward. Spills for Bradley. He's well tackled by Fletcher. Now the kick by Spalding, smothered by Somerville. Nearly taken by Gleeson. Chance for Spalding. He's caught. Must be penalised. No, play on again. Umpire asking the players, really earn your kick. In goes Aythorne, tackled by Masiti. He's penalised now. And I think the umpire just got fed up with all that and picked the free kick out, and it goes to Masiti.
But what a fantastic passage of finals football. Powell a little late on Long. 50 metres, 50-metre penalty. This will bring Michael Long down to centre wing.
Well, this is certainly only just fractionally late. Comes over the top of Long, rides him into the ground. Perhaps that was what caused the 50-metre penalty. Fairly harsh, though.
He sends the Bombers towards their half-forward line, towards salmon territory once again. Also there is Mercury, tries to get the hand pass out. Watson twists into trouble, and the Blues should get out of trouble. Sexton gets a hurry kick towards the half-back line. It bounces towards the line. Stays in play, however. Hill gets it over the top towards his captain, who goes long with a left foot drop punt kick up towards half-forward. Silvani is there. Punched clear by Ratton towards the back pocket region, and eventually taken over for a throw-in by Hogg.
If they keep this pace up, there'll be no man standing in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
It's been a wonderful start. 3-5, plays 1-1. Typical of a grand final, however. Mercury pulls a little too far. The Bombers are having their chances, but they're not putting it on the board at the moment.
34 kicks to 27, 25 handballs to 6 and 11 marks to 8, all in favour of Essendon.
9 scoring shots to 2, I think, is also another reflection of how much Essendon are dominating this game.
Aythorn is at half-back. He goes straight down the middle, in towards the centre. Carlton desperately wanting Williams to get into the game. He's finding it hard at the moment. Brown is taken out of it. The long kick forward is by Joe Mercedes. Silvani, he almost completed the mark. Went for the double fister, but couldn't quite hold it. Christou taps it clear towards Sexton. He loses it to Buick. It's over the line.
Unbelievable, that oval ball, isn't it? Why won't it come to me? Why does it keep bouncing away from me?
One of the great features of our game, the unpredictableness of the ball.
They've been asking that question since the turn of the century. Still no answer. Williams off to Christou. In towards the middle. He wants Brown. Couldn't complete the mark. Thompson working hard, ridden into the ground. Fleeting hand pass by Mercedes comes out to Ola Renshaw, hoping to start something once again. There's that oval ball. Thompson up towards the 50-metre line. Bombers are making a change. Jared Healy.
Watson off for Wallace.
So Wallace getting his chance. The veteran Watson off for the moment. There's a lovely hand pass to Denham. Denham shoots the goal and pops it through. And he says thank you.
Right now, when you purchase a pack of BP Visco High Performance Engine Oil, we'll give you the chance to win the same car that won the James Hardy 12-hour at Bathurst. The fantastic twin-turbo Mazda RX-7. But on second thoughts, maybe we should give you the less conspicuous version. That's better. Win a Mazda RX-7 with BP Visco. Enter now!
Essendon will get out of the centre again. O'Donnell finishing off some good work. Goes long, looking for Salmon. It's punched to the back and it hits the post, so it registers a behind to Essendon. Well, they're doing all the scoring. They've had 11 shots at goal now. 4 goals, 7. So maybe the Blues a little fortunate. Plenty of possessions for the Bombers.
And with Aythorn coming off the ground, Scholl has come on. He's gone to centre-half back on Grenvold, and McKay's moved over to go on to Michael Long.
Well, there's a disappointing kick out. Hannah was the target, but Paul Hills has taken the mark. He too may have earned in attempting to go short. Ola Renshaw takes it, gives the hand pass away to Denham. Grenvold caught. Ball spills free to Salmon. He's in trouble, the big man. He's caught. He's lost it.
He's had the opportunity there just to give that quick handball, but elected to go himself and was bundled up by Greg Williams.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to have a Carlton jumper on in defence at the moment, Sandy. It's pretty hot down there, isn't it?
It's boiling. Williams in towards the middle. Scholl gives it away to Powell. Hurried kick up towards half-forward. Spalding, eyes only for the football. Here's the Brownlow medalist, Gavin Wanganeen. Hills on centre wing. Paul Hills. No one on the mark, gives him a chance to steal a few metres. Heads to half-forward. Again, Denham waits down, but he loses it. Calthorpe was there also, and Buick. Buick uncharacteristically overruns it. Bradley soccers off the ground. Spalding. Wanganeen gives it away to Harvey. Harvey long and low to Hurd. Oh, the baby Bombers are popping up everywhere at the moment.
Well, it was the Carlton backline that came into this game with the big reputation, but the gang tackling across half-back for Essendon produced this goal. Here you see Harvey on the end of some terrific work there by Wanganeen and also Thompson. And a long kick straight down the corridor sets up Hurd for his first shot at goal.
Going to be kicking from directly in front, 30 metres out. Kicked 34 goals in his career, this young man. He's now kicked 35.
McDonald's McFeast is 100% Australian beef. Kraft cheese, Heinz ketchup, McCormick mustard, onions, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles on a buttercup bun. And when it's served with French fries from Birdseye and a Coca-Cola, all for $3.95, it's a McFeast extra value meal.
$3.95? That's incredible.
So Carlton swinging plenty of changes. Hannah in the centre circle, but Essendon get out again, nearly through Denon. Williams the tackler, looking for a free kick, not forthcoming. Somerville gets it to Hills. Williams the tackler, but it goes to Ola Renshaw. McKay stands up and just halts up play, but he gives away a free kick. It'll go to Essendon at centre half forward against Andrew McKay to be taken by Ricky Ola Renshaw. Getting good distance with the kicks, the Bombers down to that main scoreboard end. He goes in short. And no mark taken. Wallace on the ground, taken by Sexton. Kicks quickly. No mark taken. Buick was the player striving for it. Wallace overruns it. Taken by Sexton. He goes straight down the ground for Carlton.
In fact, over the centre, Wanganeen! Spalding soccers it clear.
He's killed them.
Oh, they're looking fantastic at the moment, Essendon. Salmon couldn't complete the mark, had it with the one hand. And Mercury comes over the top. So too does Brett Ratton. As the kick came in from Ricky Ola Renshaw.
He has absolutely slaughtered them. 8 kicks and 4 handballs.
So is the boy on screen, Michael Sexton. He also has had 7 kicks. As you said, the ball has been down in Carlton's back line quite often this quarter.
30 metres out from the Bombers' scoring zone. Christou harasses and is successful. Off to Silvani. A high kick to the outer half back line. Carlton desperately needing a score before quarter time. Oh, Spalding gone. O'Donnell takes the football. It could prove costly. Thompson gets a bad bounce, but he goes in and retrieves it. Does well. Hills up towards half forward. Denham is there unmarked.
Yes, the defensive side of Greg Williams' game being slightly exposed at the moment. Denham just taking the gamble, moving forward, sitting in that hole that Essendon creates so well at centre half forward. They've used a U-shaped forward line in this year's finals, quite revolutionary, and it's working well again today.
Well done, Bradley.
On the 50-metre line, Wallace just came onto the ground. Did he throw it? Yes, said the umpire.
Sandy, you've got to give great credit to Bradley there. He interfered with Somerville's attempt to mark, and then he went after it and scragged Wallace, and he got a free kick.
They're going to want a big go from Craig Bradley. He's had 4 kicks.
I think they want an improvement from about 18 of them out there at the moment. Bradley's kicking towards the centre. The mark has been taken by Sexton, who Gerard just mentioned, has had the football a fair bit. He handballs wide. Chance for Hogg. Long kick by that player. Up towards full forward. Kernahan couldn't mark. Here's a chance for the Blues. Overrunning it with Powell. Heaver the tackler. A great chance for Carlton, goes begging. And Mercedes kicks it over the line on the full. Free kick to Carlton. Short pass, and the mark has been taken by Kernahan, who would only be about, if it's 10 metres closer, it must just be 10 metres. 2 minutes left, and the Blues, well, to say they need a goal would be the understatement of the first 28 minutes of this grand final.
I think Stu's had a couple of practice shots from this side of the ground too.
5-7 plays 1-1. Here's Kernahan. Shot for goal, floats with the breeze, and registers just one behind.
Just while we're up in the Carlton forward line, we haven't had a look at it before today. Powell is being picked up now by Mercedes. Harvey has Spalding. Fraser Brown is being well covered by Thompson. Wanganeen has the job on the Rovers, in particular Gleeson at the moment. Of course, Fletcher is on Kernahan.
Yes, it was Harvey who brought it back into play to Wanganeen, who in turn found Joe Mercedes, just 18 years of age. Marvellous future ahead of that young player. On the outer wing, Mercury. beaten for it on that occasion. Williams has got to get into the game. In towards Madden. Couldn't trap it. Time running out for Carlton in this quarter. Hills has the chance from the middle. Left foot up towards half 40. Wanted Michael Long, but instead found Gleeson off to Spalding. Now Alvin back towards Gleeson again. He's lost it.
Salmon out to centre half forward. Wallace down to full forward.
Here's Williams after the kick came from Harvey. He loses it. What a quarter this has been. Brendall. Essendon too strong to fall forward. Sexton asked, what did I do wrong? He's now being told.
Well, Wallace was good there. Just made sure he was in front and forced the Carlton player to make the error.
And well done to Kevin Sheedy. A move that has paid off immediately, and there you can see the infringement was being grabbed around the shoulders. But it all comes about because of the good body work by Wallace.
How about the pressure that they're applying just all over the ground? There's not one Essendon player not prepared to do that, just that little bit extra to help his teammate further down the ground.
Showing the way at the moment. 12 scoring shots to 3. It could well be 13 effective scoring shots on the side. Well, he's going to just take his time now. At the moment, it's 5-7 to 1-2. Wallace, who came off the bench, and he sprayed that one to the left from behind. So at quarter time here at the MCG in the 1993 Grand Final. Essendon lead after a wonderful first term. 5-8, 38. Carlton, a 1-2-8.
Mitsubishi Triton Utes and Express fans. They only stop when you do.
4 years ago, when many people asked for a home loan, they got rejected and dejected. Since 1989, Homestart has opened the door for over 14,000 South Australian families. Almost $1 billion has been loaned to build or buy homes. But Homestart isn't stopping there. In the future, Homestart will provide even more people with the opportunity to own their own home. Give us a call. Homestart could open the door for you.
You probably don't realise just how much depends on the milk you buy. You see, there's only one major milk producer that's 100% South Australian owned, and that's Dairyvale. If you buy anything else, you're just sending money out of the state. That means less money in our economy, less jobs, less everything. When you buy pure fresh Dairyvale milk, all the profits benefit South Australians, and we're all better off. Dairyvale, it's good for you and it's good for South Australia.
The classic collectibles are here. Australian Football Video brings you some of the great moments in football. Collectible highlights of your team's history in a fantastic 3-video set. The classic matches, classic players, the greatest of goals, the outstanding wins, and the classic clashes. Football memories that are a must to add to your video collection. The Classic Collectibles series, out now.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. I'll ride up the road, and I'll share your load if you just call me.
For a safe, secure nest egg, lean on MLC.
7 Sports Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a V6 Mitsubishi Magna. Dial a phone number you wish to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Modra, Adelaide. Mark 2, Matthew Phoebe, Tasmania. Mark 3, Chris Waterman, West Coast. Mark 4, Alistair Lynch, Fitzroy. Mark 5, Sean Wren, Adelaide. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a V6 Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your votes.
It's only quarter time, but it's not a pretty scoreboard for Carlton and their fans. Essendon, 5-8-38. If they'd kicked straight, they could have wrapped it up. Carlton, a 1-2-8. Well, throughout the season, which has been very long, some 6 months, many of the highlights have come from the marking department. There have been some beauties, but what we've had to do is to cut them down and find the top 5 to see which one will be the mark of the year. And of course, it gives you a chance too to be involved in some fabulous prizes. Let's have a look at the contenders for the 1993 mark of the year.
7 Sports Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a V6 Mitsubishi Magna. Dial a phone number you wish to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Modra, Adelaide. Mark 2, Matthew Phoebe, Tasmania. Mark 3, Chris Waterman, West Coast. Mark 4, Alistair Lynch, Fitzroy. Mark 5, Sean Wren, Adelaide.
Yes, some marvellous grabs there, and you've got until 4 o'clock Eastern time to register your vote simply by dialing those numbers. Modra, 005560, and then it's 431 for Modra, 432 for Phoebe, 433 for Chris Waterman, Alistair Lynch is 434, and Sean Wren, the Adelaide big man, is 435. Go to it. You've got until 4 o'clock Eastern time. Let's go down to the boundary line and welcome to our telecast 2 former champions of this great game, Bernie Quinlan and Ross Glendinning. Gentlemen, what a quarter by the Bombers.
Yes, thanks, Sandy. A fantastic quarter, and the Blues are already in trouble, Roscoe.
Yes, David Parker was pretty quiet early, Ben, but I think he's building to a bit of a crescendo. He appealed to his running players, so they were getting beaten around the middle and at the fall of the ball, wanting those players to work harder and not be second to the footy. And then he said to give the opportunities to the bigger boys, particularly Kernahan. Welsh is coming onto the ground. It looks like Scholl, I think, the player to come off. But he's just appealed particularly to those midfield running players.
Yes, well, that's the area they really must lift. But Essendon certainly has matched up very well, especially with Denham playing on Williams. He played a fantastic first quarter. He was very happy with Denham's game. Also Michael's long game, because he didn't put up with any rubbish from Aythorne, who was taken from the ground. And I think Carlton in a lot of trouble on both wings, and that's been their weakness right throughout the season. Scholl's been taken from the ground, as has Aythorne, and the Bombers looking pretty good at the moment, Roscoe.
Bernie Quinlan and Ross Glendinning on the boundary line. Well, one of the highlights, gentlemen, for the quarter was the performance of Michael Long.
Yes, it came from a kick-in. Well rode there by Sean Denham. He gave it out to one of the best runners, one of the most evasive runners. I think he may have just gone a little bit too far, but most of all, he was awarded the goal. Was it touched on the line? Yes, and having a look at the stats. Well, Essendon have dominated possession of the game, 91-55 for the totals. And you look at some of their players that have had big possessions. McCurry's had 10 and Ola Renshaw has had 12 possessions. The centre breaks relatively even. In the middle for Carlton, they've got 3, Essendon 4.
So the Blues have the job ahead of them in this second quarter. They desperately want the first couple of goals. Madden wins it, but it's taken by Calthorpe down towards the 50-metre line. Mackay chances his arm. He's still going, the young man, giving it to Hannah. Mill Hannah. Cops one. He's down behind players. He gave it away to Hogg. Harvey. Hannah's in trouble.
Having a look at that. A big crunch there from Dean Wallace.
And back with the live action. It's O'Donnell who has the football on centre wing. Hannah's still down. They may have to stop this game because he's in that vicinity. The umpire says no, play on. Michael Long bouncing his way into goal. Long kicks and he's kicked it.
Hello again, in 7 Nightly News at 6 tonight. It looks as though South Australian police have yet another murder on their hands. Major crime detectives are rushing to a Port Augusta house where a body with stab wounds has been found. We'll have the full story at 6 in 7 Nightly News. Also tonight, filmmaker Woody Allen is off the hook for allegedly molesting his adopted daughter. The full details at 6.
Nobody knows that
Well, we saw a monumental comeback from Essendon in the preliminary final where they turned around a 42-point deficit at half-time. The way the Blues are going, they look to be facing the same challenge at half-time.
Now, I'm just wondering if this game may be held up now.
Well, with the stretcher on the ground, it has to be.
How's this going to work? What sort of an effect is it going to have on both sides? Will it fire up the Blues?
See, the pace has been a big difference, hasn't it? Very evident.
Unbelievable.
Essendon running away.
And another scalp on the belt of Dean Wallace, a player that runs hard at the ball, but also hard at the man. If he gets an opportunity, he puts them away, and he certainly has done that to Milhana. I didn't think there was anything too illegal about it.
David Parkin now has to reorganise his outfit. That's what he can see from his vantage point. It is a magnificent one. Haythorne is quickly onto the ground. Well, something like this can work one of two ways. It's going to be interesting to see what does happen. Thompson had it, then he lost it. Denham threads his way through the pack, gives it to O'Donnell. The Bombers are looking like a champion team at the moment. Buick may get a chance. He's 40 metres out from goal. Hurd is there. Shrugs one tackle. Gets a long, low kick in towards full forward. Carlton has the numbers, but that's all. Oh, Wallace has kicked the goal. Work that out.
Well, John Dorotich is certainly trying also, Sandy. He's not impressed with the situation, and neither are any of the Carlton fans here. This is unbelievable the way this goal eventuated. A quick kick in for full forward by James Hurd. Dean Wallace is 2 against 1, but he gets the lucky bounce and finishes off with a goal. And Milhana, we believe, is, well, he's got his full faculties back anyhow in the hands of the doctor. He's one of Carlton's match winners, and they need all they can get. They certainly need them out on the ground.
Well, the character of Carlton is going to be tested now. They trail 7-8 to 1-2. So that's a 7-goal advantage for Essendon, and it could quite easily be a lot more. Gleeson tried to crash his way through. O'Donnell gives away ground. Mercedes has the football. Play on, says umpire Carey, who had awarded a free kick. Hurd coming into the play. Took a game and a half to just get used to the tempo, but James Hurd now doing well early in this grand final. He's kicking towards centre-half forward. Should be marked, and is, by Mercury. Essendon getting too many easy possessions. Kicking towards full forward. Goes over the top of Wallace. At the back of Silvani. Gets his kick away. It bounces just inside the boundary line and then rolls over. Well, if it didn't, it did now. Taken by Alban. Only centimetres in that. And down on the boundary line, Milhana's in trouble. Ross Glendenning.
Yes, he's actually up on his feet, sitting down now. The club doctor talking to him. He does seem to have his faculties back, as Gerard said. So I think if they really do need him, he could come back onto the ground.
That's good news for Carlton fans. Thank you, Ross. They need all they can get at the moment. Gleeson over the line.
And Grenvold's been moved from centre-half forward to the half-back flank. He's picking up Rowan Welsh, who now is going into the full forward position, and Kernahan's coming out to centre-half forward.
Madden trying to get it down to Williams, who is desperately trying to get into this game.
Denham's been terrific. He's just been a metre away from him at every contest.
How his game has changed. Sean Denham, and good to see Hannah up on the boundary line. Wonderful news. Mercury caught one, long. Oh, this is wizardry. Gets the hand pass away. Again, Carlton have the numbers. They collide. Gleeson and Silvani crash into each other. Salmon is there. But in the meantime, the umpire has picked out a free kick, a tackle too high for Adrian Gleeson.
Unbelievable the number of times they've run into each other.
Alban, veteran for the Blues, is a short little chip towards Sexton, Michael Sexton, from the back pocket. Up towards centre wing. Steve Kernahan is out there. Hills could have got one high.
It could happen that Carlton go too player conscious now.
Just behind play, Robbo. Somebody for Essendon has been dropped behind play. It is Sean Denham.
And Hills has it. He kicks it high. Up towards Wallace. No one able to take the mark. It's close to the boundary line with Hogg and eventually over. Well, now, it's interesting because his immediate opponent is down on the ball at the moment. Gleeson almost taken high. Here's Williams. Cross to Alban, but he's under pressure. Gleeson back to Williams, who's incurred the wrath of the Essendon crowd. So that may give you a little something to think about there. O'Donnell caught one high. It's on centre wing. It's a desperate time in the game. Carlton must get back into it. Bradley still on the outer wing. He's still going. Flicks it round his body. Could have been taken late, but O'Donnell takes the mark.
That's typical the way Carlton are playing, though. Whenever they get the ball, they're always under enormous pressure, and Bradley's kick went nowhere.
Mark to Hurd, he plays on from 50 metres. James Hurd, floating kick. No mark taken. Silvani regains his footing. It's left for Elvin. Well tackled. Bill ball spills free. Wallace. Good smother by Sexton. Wallace again. He's caught with the foot. He's got to be penalised. Must be penalised. And at full back, the Carlton boys under pressure. They're not happy with Wallace. Madden will take the free kick. Gleeson's on his own in the pocket. Darren Goldspink has it talked to Justin Madden, and Milhana may be coming back onto the ground.
And it looks as though the Bombers too are going to make a change. Chris Danaher is up and out of his seat on the bench.
I'd say Denham would probably come off.
Well, he might need a bit of a spell. Brown gives it off to Bradley. Craig Bradley. Long kick up towards the half-forward line. Again, it's Essendon with the numbers. And Denham is coming off a blood-spattered. Denham leaves the arena.
Well, there's no second chances here, Sandy, and, you know, Carlton are down the gurgler at the moment, so they've got to try anything possible here. Hills, now Bradley, from 50 metres outside that area. Good mark. Grenvold in front of Welsh.
Bradley has lifted. He's trying to get the Carlton side up and running, but his disposal just letting him down at the moment.
Ordinary kick by Grenvold, nearly marked by Ratton, is it? It's been paid.
Yep.
And Ratton is 55, 57 metres from goal. Short kick into the pocket. And the mark is taken by Welsh. Good lead, but he's made it a very difficult angle for himself.
As Ratton's come on to Ola Renshaw, his third opponent for the afternoon. Aythorne coming off the ground, Milhana coming back on. Here's the marker, Rowan Welsh. I had a feeling Carlton might start like this. They elected to keep him on the bench at the start of the game. I think this is perhaps the only weakness Essendon have got, the ability to match up three tall forwards.
Well, Welsh shot for goal, across the face, into the pocket, punched away, picked off by Mercedes. Has a good look down the ground. Confident young man, Joe Mercedes, and he kicks pretty nicely in the finish to touch about 65 metres away from the Carlton goal, nearly down to the wing. And Sean Denham, Bernie Quinlan's down on the boundary line.
Yes, he doesn't appear to be in any serious trouble, Robbo. The doctor just attending to him, trying to stop the bleeding from his nose, but he doesn't appear to be in any serious problems, as I said, and I think we'll be seeing him back on the ground later on.
Thanks, Bernie. Heaver up towards Kernahan, waiting down his pal. Got a hand to it, but that was all. Chris Danaher just come onto the ground. Cross to his captain in Thompson. In towards the middle he goes. Christou tried to do it with the one hand. Could have almost given away the free kick. The umpire letting it go. Buick. Did he have it? No, he didn't, said the umpire.
Wouldn't surprise to see Wallace being moved down into the fence to cover Rowan Welsh.
Darren Buick. The Bombers are preparing a change. Watson is going to come back out onto the ground. Looks like Grenvold coming off. Danaher sends them deep into attack, but a good mark taken by Bradley. Gave away a lot of height. Craig Bradley from half back. Kicks back towards the middle, but that's straight to the middle. Kernahan very late. What courage by Harvey. But that's what we know this player possesses. Wonderful courage. So Mark Harvey has it just on the defensive side of centre. Drifts it to half forward. And again, a good mark taken by Hurd. James Hurd is growing in stature as this game progresses. Salmon on the lead.
Well, Dean Wallace has been moved down to full back temporarily. I think it was just to execute the change to allow Tim Watson to come onto the ground and Grenvold off. Now Dean Wallace is heading back to the forward line as we see this lead on screen once again. Salmon just getting away from Silvani there. Silvani hasn't perhaps got quite the pace. He's got to block the run of Salmon. There's no point chasing behind him. He's got to stop him before the lead is made.
Paul Salmon has 2 goals for the day, 453 in his career. launches himself over the ball, then begins the slow lope. He drifts it away to the right. It does come back ever so slightly, but not enough. One behind. The Bombers move to 7-9. Carlton are still 1-2.
Dean Wallace, there he is on screen, has been moved up to the forward pocket. At the Brent Croswell run from one end of the ground to the other, now back again.
Sexton looks for Madden. Ball spills. Nearly James Hird, but Madden's got the football. Little handball Spalding. Heaver, fumble. Down goes Harvey, taken by Hills. Free kick. It could go back to Harvey on centre wing. And a free kick against Earl Spalding, a rather crude tackle. So, Essendon doing it quite nicely. Kicking towards centre-half forward. McKay fumbles again. Williams under pressure. Over the top goes Mercury. And Williams will take a free kick. Mercury a little high.
It's on. It's on.
Another blue at centre-half forward for Essendon as Williams comes away. Williams down behind play. Sexton kicks the ball away. Still players fighting at centre-half forward for Essendon. But Wanganeen is marked on the left-hand end of the square. Handball away for Mercedes. Mercedes high kick in towards the centre. Taken by Hogg. Caught by Buick. Hogg, you were never going to get away. Buick's got him. Could nearly be penalised. The umpire watching. Now play goes on. Chris Danaher gets clear and kicks it into the pocket. Not a bad pass. And a good mark taken by Mercury. And Carlton are Essendon player conscious instead of going for the football with the big M on it.
And while you were calling that, Rob, I was keeping an eye on the action, but there was not a lot to report. A lot of pushing and shoving, really.
Well, this player's been in plenty of action. Mark Mercury has been quite outstanding. 10 possessions in that first quarter. It's been a little bit quieter in the second.
Mercury for goal from 40 metres. Good kick. It's another goal of the Bombers. They're 8. Nobody knows music 7. Nobody knows music 7.
Spalding's gone down to full back to pick up Salmon. Finally, Silvani has been moved forward. Carlton are going to have to make a lot of changes if they're to get themselves back into this game, but most of all, they've got to get some run and some win out of the centre.
Carlton's last goal, their only goal, came at the 13-minute mark of the first quarter. It's been a long time between drinks. Look at the skill of Long. Here's Ricky Olorenshaw. Kicks into the man on the mark. Wallace may get a chance. Buick is also there. Gives it back to Olorenshaw, but his hand pass a little too wide for Wallace, and it goes over the line. I saw O'Donnell coming up a little groggy. That's why.
Eyes for the man, not the ball, as you said, Robbo.
Madden. The big man gets clear, and Hoyt's a torpedo. Silvani used Harvey as the step ladder, but that was all. Wanganeen off to Fletcher. A high kick by the 18-year-old. Goes to half forward, but only as far as McKay. Carlton needs something, but where are they going to get it from? Alvin's kick is wide towards Bradley, who's lifted in this term. Hills is with him, and together they send over the line.
We're just looking at the centre break for this quarter. It's 4-love in favour of Essendon. Kelthorpe's got it out once. O'Donnell's got it out twice. And Harvey, coming off the half-back line, has also penetrated the centre.
From the throw-in, Christou. With him, Hills. Olorenshaw, he has been dynamic. Speaking of dynamic, Long. Hannah. Back on the ground after being almost knocked out. Still going. Eventually is forced to give it away to Ratton. From the centre. The Blues trying to mount something. Kernahan has it thrown out of his hands. Thompson heads for some safety. It's over the line on the outer side.
The thing is that Essendon only kicking 8 goals, 9. I mean, it's not a super score. The Blues just haven't been able to get anything from their half-forwards or full-forwards.
And it is a super score when Carlton's managed just 1 goal.
Terrible performance in nearly half a game of football. Williams across his left shoulder looking for Kernahan. 2 players back there for Essendon, Fletcher and Wanganeen. and they hurried the ball away from the Carlton captain over the boundary line.
Well, the big question mark was, how would the young Essendon players perform? Well, to date, I guess they've been magnificent. McCurry, Masidi, Fletcher, of course, and Olorenshaw.
And that great punch there by Fletcher. Brown's kick. Fletcher nearly took the mark. He'll be quite happy to see it over the boundary line, Dustin Fletcher. Might have a graze or two on his knee as he falls quite near a hard area where the tractors come onto the ground there. Boundary throw in. Fletcher doing the ruck work against his immediate opponent, Kernahan. Handball away to Williams. Williams looks further afield. The kick, it's been smothered off the boot. Taken by Powell. He handballs to his own advantage. Over the top. Welsh stumbles. Go at it hard. He does. He stood up. Tried to get the hand pass to Powell. Brown has caught. In goes Somerville. And the Carlton players appealing for the free kick. And on this occasion, umpire Goldspeak says, Tim Watson, you had every chance to get rid of it. And Ricky Olorenshaw there. In goes Somerville. Whoa.
That one fly, didn't he?
The free kick is with Welsh, and he must kick this goal. He's about 35 metres out.
And as I said, Robbo, their only goal was scored at the 13-minute mark of the first quarter.
Well, it's been a fantastic performance so far. We've gone under 10 minutes. Welsh goes for goal. It may just sneak through. It is a goal.
Foodland's famous 2-for-1 sale is back. Buy 1 pack of Peerless Crumpets and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Lion Jelly Crystals and get 1 free. Buy 1 bottle of Trix dishwashing liquid and get 1 free. Buy a 4-pack of Softex toilet rolls and get 1 free. Plus, you could win a luxurious Great Aussie holiday in Darwin for 2 people. Look for the entry form in your Foodland catalogue. The Foodland 2-for-1 sale. Don't miss it.
Carlton goal. Can they come back? Kernahan marks on 50.
I played in 1970 when they were behind by 44 points. This could surpass that if they could get out of this trouble.
Yes, well, they trailed by 49 points. Now they're starting to peg it back with that goal from Rowan Welsh. This could bring them even closer. Steve Kernahan from just on 50 metres. He's got it. He's got it.
Wasn't a very convincing kick, was it, Sandy? A floater.
In the meantime, Denham is back on the ground for Essendon. But that's an important goal for Carlton. 2 quick ones.
Yes, Bradley once again getting the ball out of the centre. It's the first time they've done that this quarter. Steve Kernahan, a typical Kernahan goal. He very rarely drops the ball correctly. Therefore, puts a mongrel spin on it, but got the result.
Wallace moving down towards the back line. Madden was advantaged by the bounce. Olorenshaw tackled by Ratton. The kick goes into half forward where McKay has taken the mark. And he kicks wide. Wallace up from the defensive role, taken by Denham. Short kick into the pocket, mark taken by Somerville. Long's on his own. Give it to him. He does. Long marks. Look to play on. Now he does. In towards the centre of the ground, and the mark taken by Mercury. Too many loose players there for Essendon. Wallace coming down to full-back.
Watson.
To pick up Welsh. And that caused a little bit of confusion because Somerville went down to the forward line. The player was not quick enough to pick him up. Created the loose man. He gave it to Long, who in turn has passed it to Mercury. Mercury is only 20 metres out directly in front. And this will kill off the Carlton surge. That kick is close. It's a goal. So Mercury kicks his second goal, and Essendon answer the only way they should, 9-9 to 3-2, and you still can't get a smile from Kevin Sheedy.
Well, this game is a long way from over. Let's see Ricky Olorenshaw coming off the ground, and a bit of a surprise move. David Grenvold coming onto the wing. Let's have a look at the way he drops this ball. That's better connection. Right through the middle.
From the Bomber bench, we go to the centre action once again. Williams whips it out for Carlton. Up towards half forward. Heaver. He's been one of their goal kickers, but he can't get into this game today. Calthorpe gets the hand pass away. Wanganeen has been very steady. Fletcher from a standing start. Goes up towards the half-back line. Salmon takes the mark. Away they go again. Hills, you'll have to be quick. He is with a high kick up towards Somerville territory. Sandwiched between two Carlton players. Buick, look at this. Ho-ho! The Bombers are hot.
McDonald's Big Mac is 100% Australian beef. Kraft cheese, McCormick special sauce, onions, pickles, lettuce on a buttercup bun. And when it's served with French fries from Bird's Eye and a Coca-Cola, all for $3.95, it's a Big Mac extra value meal.
$3.95? Mate.
It's my time.
Well, that was a terrific kick by Buick to register Essendon's 10th goal. 7 minutes left in the first half. Gleeson couldn't get clear. O'Donnell stumbles but gets his left foot to it and kicks it towards the centre wing. A scuffle on back near the centre circle. Silvani at half-back in trouble. The ball forced over by O'Donnell. He'll take a free kick. Stephen Silvani interfering.
Just got him too high, and in the meantime, Tim Watson has been pushed forward into the pocket. Also being picked up again by Michael Sexton.
Everything going right for Essendon. O'Donnell's kick into the full forward area. At the back, in trouble, Hogg. After him goes James Hird. He doesn't put too much pressure on because he knew that Hogg could go nowhere except over the boundary line. And we'll have another throw in. It's about 25-30 metres around from the Essendon goal. They lead 10-9 to 3-2. A whitewash so far in the 1993 grand final. Gleeson tries to get it to Hannah. Gleeson held on to by James Hird after he got rid of the ball. And he'll take the free kick. He goes straight across the face of goal. Elvin's kick. Smothered off the boot by Long. And that is just absolutely perfect football by Michael Long. In the forward line, the forwards working very hard.
Best on the ground from the centre of the ground last week, but such is the versatility of Essendon, he now plays up on the half-forward line.
He's in the thick of things once again, so too is Hird. Crunched over the line. He's been pinged in the meantime for holding it. His opposite, number 5, Mackay, will take it. Gives it across to Hannah. Bounce his way across full-back. Waiting for a few options to open up. He continues to run. He continues to bounce, and Summerall continues to chase. That's a good effort by the big man. Watson! The veteran almost took the mark. Harvey. Pleasant handball to Fletcher. A high kick floating towards the 50-metre line. And the mark taken by Earl Spalding. Spalding has been desperately quiet. He gives it to Gleeson at half-back. Now Madden. Watch this man sprint. He glides towards the centre wing. Christo in front.
Christo now up on the wing, taking Hannah's spot.
To half forward, Salmon is there. Kernahan tried to use him as a step ladder, and in doing so gave away the free kick. But they've got to try anything at the moment. Started to come back with a couple of quick goals, and how quickly the Bombers snuffed that charge out. Hird's on centre wing.
James Hird starting to get into the play in this second term. Kick out in front of Long. Mackay, well done, punches it away. The ball still in the field of play. Grenbold comes down to help out. Handball over the top. Christou, important possession. Handball misses Mackay. In goes Hills. Christou again, handball. Williams, not too happy there or popular with the Essendon fans. Punched away in the finish by the Essendon defence over for a throw-in. 10-9, plays 3-2, and still Carlton struggle to put a score on the board. Essendon were 5-8 at quarter time, so they've kicked 5 goals, 1 in this second quarter, and the Blues have kicked just 2 goals. Brown looks for Williams and gets him. Good tackle by Salmon. Ball spills now for Heaver. Handball ordinary. Puts big Justin Madden under pressure. Heaver's got a chance. He finds some space. He gets past. He's running near the centre of the ground, and he goes into the pocket. Looks for Welsh. Wallace up high. Kicked by Kernahan.
It's going to go through. It's bounced through.
How can we get to Nakuru?
There'll be a group headed there in about 10 minutes.
26 plays, 69. Essendon leads. And Carlton has a free kick out of the middle.
Silvani has been moved on to Watson in the back pocket. Michael Sexton, perhaps one of Carlton's few winners, has gone forward.
Madden to half forward. Gleeson couldn't quite take it. Wallace has a moment. Harvey says, I'm heading for the boundary line and some safety. And Grenbold is quite happy to take it over the line.
Gleeson just missed a chance there going through centre half forward. Just couldn't quite collect the football.
Well, when things are with you, they're really with you. And they're not usually... It can be magnified. Grenbold.
Oh, went 5 metres. That one should have been play on.
Maybe he got it for the effort. He's on centre wing.
That went out at primary school.
Goes up towards the half-forward line for the Bombers. There was a decent old shove. Not very subtle on Tom Alvin.
Tim Powell off Mark Aythorne.
Alvin from half-back.
Terrible kick.
Salmon marks on centre wing. Big Paul Salmon. This is his 182nd game. Comes wide once more. Alvin in the thick of things. He's another of the game's veterans. This is his 197th game, Tommy Alvin.
Carlton's weaknesses are really coming back to haunt them. They're looking for another goal kicker up forward. They can't find one. They've relied on both Salmon and Heaver for the majority of their goals all season. And now where they need another one, it's not there to be found, as we see plenty of action on screen. More fisticuffs. Where Carlton is concerned, they've just got to concentrate more on the football.
Williams it will be who'll take it.
Only 2 minutes left, Sandy.
Yes, and counting down. Up towards the centre of the ground. Sexton was the fly. Gleeson may try and thread his way through. He does so. Well done, Adrian Gleeson, off to Silvani. Forced to use the left foot in search of Kernahan and finds him. Who gives young Dustin Fletcher just a little reminder. But say, hey, up in the forward line, I'm the master. Kernahan has kicked 3 goals. The team has kicked only 4. Ryan Welch has kicked the other. Williams and Denham still having a bit of a chat.
Greg Williams has had 16 possessions to date, so he's picking up plenty of the football, but he hasn't had any support runners around or players on the ball that are damaging when he gives them that ball. At this stage, you say Denham has done a reasonable job.
Kernahan, another vital kick inside the last minute of the first half. A long drop punt. This is going to be very close. He's kicked it.
Oh, what a great kick. That was the kick of a captain of his team that are in real strike.
5-2. Plays 10-9.
Yes, as the emergency umpire comes on to speak to Sean Denham. Not sure he's been the instigator of everything. Stephen Kernahan's performance in the finals has been exemplary. In the qualifying final, he got 6 goals against Essendon. He got 3 in the semi against the Crows, and he's off again today with another 4.
So the bounce back in the centre. Madden goes early. Salmon is in there. Chance down for Essendon. Grenbold's little hand pass. The kick goes in towards left half forward, so that may be the last passage of play before half-time. And the Blues getting a couple of badly needed goals in the last few minutes.
And O'Donnell's been exceptional out of the centre this quarter. 4 possessions and 4 clearances to 1 player is an enormous figure.
Madden tries to take it out of the air, leaves it behind. Williams has got the football, away to Silvani, and there is the siren. So at half-time in the 1993 Grand Final, the young Bombers have led from the front. They lead 10-9 to 5-2, and Greg Williams and Sean Denham have had a tremendous battle. And Essendon, at this stage, Sandy, looking pretty good.
Yes, Robbo, the Bombers kicked 5 goals in that second quarter. Carlton did come back. As we have a look at Williams and Denham, it's a grand final, boys. Carlton booted 4 goals in that second quarter. So they came back with a couple of late ones, and it's kept them in the game as Kevin Sheedy crosses the ground to address his baby Bombers, while Steve Kernahan will see if he can do something to lift his charges during the long break. It's half-time here at the MCG. Essendon at 10-9, 69. Carlton a 5-2, 32.
this International Year of the World's Indigenous People, and as a symbol of our new partnership, we invite all Australians to congratulate Sydney on the Olympic Games for the year 2000.
Yes, good luck to Sydney. Archie Roach and Yothel Yindi joining our young people to celebrate being Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander and being Australian. We'll take a break. It's half time in the 93 grand final. The Bombers lead by 37 points.
Right now, when you purchase a pack of BP Visco High Performance Engine Oil, we'll give you the chance to win the same car that won the James Hardy 12-hour at Bathurst. The fantastic twin-turbo Mazda RX-7. But on second thoughts, maybe we should give you the less conspicuous version. Ah, that's better. Win a Mazda RX-7 with BP Visco. Enter now!
The Australian sun's hot enough to fry an egg. And it soon cooks ordinary house paint as well. But Wattle scientists beat the sun with a finish that lasts years longer. Wattle Solar Guard. Solar Guard's blended from pigments and polymers so superior, they block out UV rays to make it last for donkey's years. And it washes up in water. So now the sun can fry your eggs, but not your paint. Wattle Solar Guard. What'll they think of next?
Until now, the level of safety in expensive European saloons was beyond the reach of most Australian families. But now there's an Australian car with independent rear suspension, anti-lock braking and airbag, all standard. The all-new Holden Commodore Acclaim. At under $30,000, it puts safety within your reach. The all-new Holden Commodore Acclaim, the safest Australian family car ever.
You've been traveling all day since the job got done, heading like an arrow for the setting sun. Another day to go before you ease the load, and the nearest cold draft 1,000 K down the road. So you check the accommodation, open the bar, there's water on tap. Wouldn't it be good to be home right now? See the mates, have a beer, have a chat. But then you hear a whistle. Geez, that sounds like Steve-O. Nah, what would your mates be doing out here? Bringing your West End draft? Yeah! End of the day is the West End of the day. Yeah, hard days draft comes a first and half. When your mates drop in, have a beer, have a drink. 'Cause the best end of the day is the West End of the day.
Football Record Video.
That must have snuck in by the proverbial woofie.
It's a ball. It's a draw. It is a tie against the silence score. And here's Gary. He's caught. He's going nowhere. Time out. The silence goal. Oh, what a game. Look at Kevin Sheep. Welcome back to the MCG. Both sides are out on the ground and down on the boundary line. Bernie Quinlan and Ross Glendinning. Gentlemen, can the Blues come back?
Yes, thanks, Sandy. Well, I think it'll be a very tough task from here. Roscoe, I think if Kernahan's not kicking their goals from the forward line, where will they get their goals from?
Well, the support's just not there, Bernie, at the moment. They've had to move Spalding down to full-back to cover the tall Essendon forwards, and therefore they've left that gap that he's filled very nicely this year at centre-half forward. Makeshifting there is going to make it very difficult, so they need more, obviously, from Heaver, who's been their other good goal kicker burn throughout the season, and Welsh, naturally enough, needs to lift as well. So they're the options. They can't rely on Kernahan as they have done for the last 3 or 4 years.
What about midfield, Roscoe? The wings, they seem to always take the wings off. As soon as something starts going wrong, Scholl's off the ground, they switch Fraser Brown around, Fraser's off the, Athorn's off the ground. Where do they improve in that area?
Well, Fraser Brown's one player, but I think really should be able to lift. He's not done a lot, and he was quiet in the other finals they played in. And I think they also need a great lift from Williams again to get that steadiness through the centre.
Terrific. We'll see what's going to happen in the second half.
Thank you, gentlemen. Essendon at 10-9, 69. Carlton at 5-2, 32. A margin of 37 points. Hannes at it again with Hills as the siren sounds. And the second half commences. Carlton desperately wanting the first couple. Bradley wants someone going past, and he's got Williams up towards Kernahan territory. Fletcher tries to swipe it wide. It comes to the Brownlow medalist in Gavin Wanganeen, and he gets a clever little kick that spins the way he wanted it to.
Lovely. And here's the fight developing on screen. And Carlton certainly need a lift from their top 6 players. Essendon are more talented overall, but Carlton perhaps the most talented individuals on the ground.
Aythorne's kicked only as far as Dustin Fletcher. Hard to believe this young man is just 18 years old. He goes short and finds Somerville. Off to Wanganeen. Wants Hurd. Christou is there, however, to offer stiff opposition. Madden also, and it's over the line. Almost down to centre wing.
Sorry, Sandy, that's an example of Carlton's play in the first half. Christou got 2 hands onto that, couldn't hang onto the mark, and he probably should have held that. So the boundary throw in on centre wing, chance for Bradley, little hand pass for Hannah, who fumbled. Maybe that's the legacy of the knock he had in the first half. Gleeson, McKay, back to Gleeson, got to handle it cleanly. He can't quite control the football. It's flipped over to centre-half forward where Thompson's got it for Essendon. A quick kick by Bomber Thompson. It's been marked by Madden. Now Carlton desperately need the goal. They've had a few possessions already early in this third quarter. Essendon, can they stand up? That's a mark. Carlton mark to Welsh. Williams clashing with Welsh. Gleeson in trouble. And the 3 players getting up very, very slowly. Gleeson all right. Williams very slow. And Welsh just
Hobbling a little bit, isn't he? Might have just copped Williams' head on the thigh there, or perhaps his elbow, but Welsh started the quarter at centre-half forward, Kernahan back to full forward. So the Blues restructuring their forward line somewhat. Sexton on the half-forward flank, a vital shot at goal.
Must goal, and he misses. So disappointing there for the Blues. Rowan Welsh, 1 goal, 1. Kernahan has kicked 4, and Parkin, McClure, Silvani in the box, wondering.
Up the other end, Spalding still with Paul Salmon. Silvani with Watson out at centre-half forward, and Hurd with Ange Christou.
Wanganeen's kick goes out towards Sexton, who couldn't quite control the football, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Madden and Somerville. Somerville got front spot. Bradley trying to get away from Calthorpe. He finds it very difficult. Well done by Thompson. The smother off Madden's boot brought it to him. It's on centre wing and pushed into the middle. Carlton desperate for the first goal in this quarter. Long tries to tap it forward. The Bombers are still going. It was first Watson, then Hills. Sockers off the ground. Only as far as Spalding, however. He chips it back into the middle. It's a good kick too, finding Powell. Powell goes with a long kick. Kernahan's his man. Oh, Wanganeen intercepts. Couldn't take it. Off hands to Heaver. Brett Heaver's short kick, only as far as Somerville. The Essendon defence standing strong at the moment as Long marks. He thought about going on, but now
Wanganeen in a bit of trouble behind play. Heavy knock from Kernahan when they both went for that mark.
In the meantime, play goes on, along towards Salmon, the big man in trouble. He does get it away. Buick belts it wide to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's got a bit of space, plus he's got Ricky Olorenshaw. Clever chip by the youngster.
Denham coming off the ground, David Grenvold coming onto it. Grenvold moving forward. Here's that incident involving Gavin Wanganeen. We know he throws his body in helter-skelter. No survival instincts whatsoever. Long has been moved on to Greg Williams in the centre of the ground. So Sheedy throwing all his guns at the Carlton side right at the moment, trying to break this game apart.
Paul Salmon Kick 2 in the first quarter. He's kicking from 49 metres. Well, his kicking has been superb.
Tuesday, meet the Aussie caught up in one of sport's most controversial moments.
Human rights was something that, and still is something that I believe in right down the line.
And the emotional reunion 25 years later.
Michelle Martin is a sporting product.
A bold new change of look for this sports star took her to #1 in the world.
I'm in two minds still.
And J.A. goes down on the farm to visit the king of the mountain.
It's going to the edge, going to the limits.
You just try your hardest to beat the guy.
Seasons at the special time of 9:30 Tuesday.
The bounce favours Madden. He couldn't get the ball clear. Ola Renshaw takes it from Grenbold. A short kick. It's very difficult for Mercury. Out comes Ratton. Helping out is McKay. He gets back. And then an ordinary kick. But it's good for Carlton. Bradley. Gleeson too slow. Handballs. Grenbold grabbed him. Didn't have the ball, Gleeson.
Chris Danaher on the ground for Calthorpe. Calthorpe just being relieved of his duel on Bradley. Almost the exact tactics as Sheedy used in the qualifying final.
Gleeson's kick to centre-half forward. Marking contest. Kernahan. 2 grabs at it. And he brings it to the ground. Well, if the Blues get out of trouble here, they can thank this man, Stephen Kernahan. He's kicked 4 out of their 5. It could be 5 out of 6 after this kick.
Terrific mark under severe pressure there.
One of the things he does do, Jared, he does control that football, doesn't he? I mean, if he doesn't grab it with the first, he certainly has his eye right on the football and gives himself a chance at the second grab. He shoots the goal from 40 metres. Oh, it's hit the post, I think. So the Blues, no luck. 4 goals, 2 to Kernahan. Welsh has kicked it behind in the early part of this third quarter. And a miserable-looking scorecard for them. 5-4, Essendon 11-9.
Interesting that Kevin Sheedy is employing this 2-tag position on both Bradley and Williams. Evidently that was a Dennis Pagan institution, and it has worked particularly well for both coaches this year.
Aythorne gave away the free kick. The advantage was paid. The Bombers through Mark Mercury now, drifted up in towards the centre. He wants Long. Oh, he did that magnificently. He had to beat 3 of them. Thompson's kick partly smothered. Will finish up with Long again. Michael Long over the centre. They've got the loose man. They can run here. Danaher. 80 metres out. He may get caught. He shrugs the tackle. Now from 70. Salmon and Spalding. Spalding gets front spot. Christou waiting down. Heads for the boundary line. Spalding there too. And takes it over for a throw-in Essendon's left forward pocket. As we go down to the boundary line and the latest injury report, boys, what have you got for us?
Yes, Andy, Fraser Brown just having some ice on his right knee. Could just be a bit of a nickel with his medial ligament. He doesn't look too distressed, so he may be able to come back on the ground.
Thank you, Ross Glendinning. Here's a snap. It's high towards Hills and Hannah. The latter an effective spoil. Christou waiting down. Gives it back to Hannah. He's going to have to be quick. Look at Essendon harass. That was done by Watson and Grenbold. It spills free to O'Donnell. The left footer can chip to the 50-metre line, and he does. And now Carlton looking right down the barrel as Mark Mercury will kick from probably 52 or 53 metres.
Well, they did have their chance on this near side, didn't they?
Yes.
Coming out of the defence, but a hand pass, not quite accurate enough, caused by the pressure applied by Essendon forwards.
Great harassing.
Well, they were very, very good in the first quarter when they set it up 5-8 to 1-2. Blues have been chasing bums since then.
Here's Mercury from 52 metres. Gets underneath a drop punt. It looks good. It is.
Hello again. Major crime detectives are at the scene at what's believed to be another stabbing murder. The body with knife wounds was found in a Port Augusta house this morning. We'll have the full details at 6 from our crew at the scene. Also at 6, movie mogul Woody Allen off the hook on charges of molesting his adopted daughter. The story at 6. See you then.
Nobody knows at a late like 7.
An outstanding game from O'Donnell. He had 4 takeaways from centre bouncers in the second quarter and 1 assist for Grenbold.
Chance now for the Blues. Sexton couldn't control the football. They give away a little bit of ground, Essendon. The kick by Harvey. Nearly taken by Hannah, picked off by Silvani, chased down by Watson, grabbed, well done Watson, chance for Heaver, taps it looking for Bradley, missed that player, out comes Fletcher, handball over the top, Hills, still in the game, yes, O'Donnell goes to the boundary line and just bounces, no, it's still in, I think, no, it's over. And I'm sure everyone is applauding Tim Watson for his magnificent chase on Stephen Silvani. Brian Wood, the Essendon runner, is out there quickly. Tim just gasping for his breath, but he'll be all right, I'm sure.
On centre wing, Madden trying to go over the top to Heaver. Eventually finds the youngster, who tried to go back to him. And the advantage is going to be paid to Carlton and Aythorpe. Drifts it down towards half forward. Mercury in the way once again. Just paddling it towards the line. And heading for safety. 81 plays 34. Kernahan front spot. Bradley and Aythorpe both there. Bradley does a 360. Then kicks high to full forward. And it's going to be a free kick.
Well done by Welsh. If you're in front, Jared, you've got some chance.
So Rowan Welsh will have the chance to kick his second. He booted one in the second quarter.
Here on screen we see the replay. Welsh actually holding the hand, dragging it down to make that free kick look even worse than it was. Wallace was paid a similar one up the other end when he goaled.
Welsh from 30 metres. He's made it tough for himself, but he's just stuck it in.
Foodland's famous 2-for-1 sale is back. Buy 1 pack of Peerless Crumpets and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Lion Jelly Crystals and get 1 free. Buy 1 bottle of Trix dishwashing liquid and get 1 free. Buy a 4-pack of Softex toilet rolls and get 1 free. Plus, you could win a luxurious Great Aussie holiday in Darwin for 2 people. Look for the entry form in your Foodland catalogue. The Foodland 2-for-1 sale. Don't miss it.
Well, each time the Blues have kicked the goal, Essendon have been able to come back. 12-9 plays 6-4. Essendon swinging a change back in that last line of defence. O'Donnell gets them forward again. It bounces free out at right half forward. Leading his Hills. Handball over the top. Looking here for Hurd. And that hand pass by Paul Hills. He was under a little bit of pressure. It goes over for a boundary throw in. Grenvold now back on Rowan Welsh. So obviously Kevin Sheedy a little concerned there. Right half forward for Essendon. Madden favoured by that throw in. He can't quite get the ball clear. Heaver's bumped off the football. Excellent play there by Essendon again. Long just backs away. Have a look at this. Take me on, take me on, take me on, he says. And still gets away with it. And pumps it to within 50 metres. Here, well inside. Away goes Chris Danaher. Have a look at it. Brilliant football, Danaher. Absolutely sensational football by the Bombers. And Sandy, I reckon they're home. 13-9 to 6-4.
But have a look at the magician at work here. And also keep an eye out for the fend off from Chris Danaher here. This is a Robert Di-Domenico tactic. A Mark Kellett tactic who made it famous up at the Sydney Swans in Footscray. And it resulted in a great goal to Chris Danaher.
Suddenly the Bomber chant becomes a little louder. From the middle, Madden tries to get it out, so too does Bradley. In fact, he does eventually. He has a bounce. He's still on centre wing. Gets clear. A high kick up towards half forward. Kernahan and Fletcher. Thompson now and Wanganeen. Wanganeen again with that clever little chip kick towards Joe Mercedes. And Adrian Gleeson it is. He keeps it in the area, but it is out of bounds.
Mercedes being good again today, playing out of a back pocket. Thought he may have been a little bit slow there and perhaps exposed, but very good with his hands and feet.
Just on 14 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Heaver looks for the free kick. He did get a push, and he will take it. Off he goes. As Long remonstrates with the umpire. Kernahan's his man. Oh, Harvey! Mark Harvey, his 157th game. He's an All-Australian this year. Michael Long, arguably the best player on the ground. Now to Watson. Wants someone going past. A floating hand pass towards Mercury. It's going to be okay because he gets it towards O'Donnell. Up to half forward. And the height telling in that occasion as Salmon marks. Paul Salmon now. Towards Wallace. A little too far for him. Danaher has just kicked 1 goal. He wants another. He's at the bottom of the pack with Milhana.
Well, speaking of best on the ground, Gary O'Donnell wouldn't be far from it. He's had 21 possessions to date. Had some really important ones as we're set out of the middle. And he's just continuing on what a magnificent final series he has had.
47 points the margin. Danaher gets up a little sorer. Madden and Salmon. Now Hannah. Be careful, Mill. You're running into dangerous territory. Christou is there also. Look at them swamp on that ball like seagulls on a leftover lunch. And what's the umpire decided?
Wallace was good in that. Wallace was very good in there.
It's worth noting that Greg Williams is now playing as a forward centreman, trying to keep Michael Long out of the traffic.
You've got to get back quick, Spalding. There's a player on the wing on his own. He spotted him. And out wide is Scholl. Can carry the ball. And runs past his opponent there, which was Thompson. Into centre half forward. Kernahan's mark. Kernahan has kicked 4. Welsh has kicked 2. Only 2 goal scorers for the Blues. Essendon have had nearly 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 goal kickers for the Bombers. Plenty of avenues there. Kernahan goes for goal. Long kick right to the line. It might have gone through. It has.
Sunday, 34 degrees.
Moving in today, it looks like some.
In a country as unpredictable as Australia, your family deserves all the protection you can give them. The powerful Australian designed and built Mitsubishi Barada V6 wagon.
Carlton cuts the margin to 41 points. Out of the middle it goes Gleeson.
Oh, poor skills again under pressure.
Loses it. And it opens the door for Essendon. Watson and Silvani on the outer side. Silvani should have the advantage in pace. He does with a bounce. They want 3 or 4 quickly. They want a big surge, Carlton, if they can get back in. Williams may give them a start, but no, the whistle had sounded. Throw. And he's a throw, said the umpire. Williams is not at all happy, naturally enough, because Bomber Thompson is going to halt that attack. To centre wing. Well, who's backing into who?
Oh,
Who's
no.
holding who? Seems an extraordinary one, that one. But it's Spalding. Kick number 5. Towards half forward. In fact, belted back towards the centre. Bombers have a chance to push it forward. Still going. That was Masidi. Loses it now to Aythorne. But what a smother. It's going to open the door again for Buick. And can he run? Clever kick. Showing great composure, James Hird. We'll go back and have a shot. 48 metres out. Now, someone just copped one to Chris Danaher, and Buick's quickly over to Kernahan, suggesting that perhaps he did something a little untoward, but Danaher's up and he's okay.
Mark Aythorne coming off the ground. His disposals in the last couple of minutes have been fairly ordinary.
Let's have a look at the disposal of Hird. Goes across the face of goal. Scholl, free kick, comes over the pack. In the meantime, yes, Robbo, you're right. Free kick has been picked up.
Tom Elvin back on the ground for Carlton, but those turnovers caused by poor errors from Carlton, in particular Mark Aythorne, have been costly once again early in this quarter.
1 handball and 1 left foot kick.
Yeah, the handball out of the centre, wasn't it?
He got 2 out of 10 in my book for both of them. Here's Scholl. Hand pass, Williams. Bradley in trouble. Long put some good pressure on. And have a look and see what happens. The man then is forced to kick quickly.
And that's been the story of the afternoon for Carlton.
Out of bounds on the full. Free kick out there to be taken by Mercuri, who's been excellent. He's kicked 3 goals and had 17 possessions. But it's very difficult. If you pick one out, I think you've got to pick about 6 out for the Bombers. They've had some very, very good players. There's an excellent pass. Good lead by Chris Danaher. He wants to get into the action. He's going to take a paycheck and he wants to earn it. Chris Danaher in towards the forward pocket. No mark taken. Back there is Hogg. He fumbles. Underneath all that is James Hird.
And on centre wing, Carlton trying to manufacture a change to get Elvin onto Michael Long. And you see 4 players on screen on the centre wing. Greg Williams and Hills, Hannah and Long.
Christou towards the boundary line. still in play. Gleeson rides the bump. Now it's over. Time ticking away in this vital third quarter. Under 9 minutes remaining. On the 50-metre line. This is for Essendon. Dana could have almost held it too long. It's kicked long. Look at this kick. Oh, don't tell me the big man's done it. No. Touched off the boot by Paul Seven, who was looking for his fourth.
Was touched on the line by Earl Spalding. Goal umpire indicating there.
Thank you, Robbo. So behind, the crowd, the Essendon crowd lifted, but then were forced to take their seats once more. Mercedes. Hills, 55 out, now 50, and he sprays it.
Why would Earl Spalding coming out of defence after taking a short kick from Silvani, kick it straight to a nest of Essendon players? You've got to take a risk and carry the ball down the ground a bit further.
Watson coming back off the ground. Young Calthorpe going on, a player that was tried to be recruited by the Major League Baseball teams in America, but he turned his back on those overtures. And perhaps he's going to find himself as a premiership player in Australia's Premier Football League.
I wouldn't mind being in his jumper, Jared.
It'd be magnificent, wouldn't it?
42 points in front, halfway through, more than halfway through the third quarter. Carlton taking lots of risks. Spalding, they've got a player loose now, Alvin. He can carry the football. McKay has made good position. Alvin goes down to the wing and the mark is taken by Powell. 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. The Blues need a 2 or 3 goal surge. Up towards half forward. Kernahan couldn't quite take the mark. Scholl plays it in front of himself. Well harassed by Ola Renshaw. Scholl gets his foot to it. Seminal mark. Oh, he drops it. But away goes Wanganeen, the 1993 Brownlow medalist. It goes out to half-back. It bounces beautifully for Long. Long, come and get me, Millamhanna, he says. But Wanganeen's run brilliantly from the back pocket. And his disposal, not quite for Hurd. Christou falls over. Hurd, handball. Wanganeen will kick a goal. It bounces inaccurately. Maybe that could have been the play of the decade. 1993 Brownlow medalist picked it off in the back pocket and nearly kicked a goal.
Spalding, he's off from the back pocket. That's a big play. Now at half back. But it was just something special, wasn't it, to watch? And it deserved a goal.
Well, it is the year of the Indigenous people, but I'm not sure about the decade.
Williams couldn't take it. Now Heaver towards full forward. Welch is there, couldn't take it. Thompson to tidy up to Fletcher. Too easy for the Bomber defence. Joe Mercedes, the 18-year-old across half-back. Is down towards centre wing. Wallace takes the mark. Under 6 minutes left. Sammer, he holds it.
Just playing like a finely tuned engine at the moment, Essendon. Bringing the ball out of defence into attack, pinpointing their passes.
McKay over the top, an effective spoil. But who is there for Carlton?
Taken too high.
And also Mark McCurry, just showing the umpire where he caught one. So Mark McCurry.
O'Donnell in the middle on his own.
Will head for that man.
Good kick, wasn't it? I mean, it had to be very, very accurate. There wasn't much margin for error, and it was a beautiful kick.
Here's another one to Harvey.
Oh. There's one of the attributes of the youngsters for Essendon is they've got magnificent lateral vision, and also their disposal is A1. And Mark McCurry set that one up again and gives it to Mark Harvey, one of the few remaining survivors of the 1984 side. I think they had 4 in all. Thompson, Watson, Salmon, and the player on screen, Mark Harvey.
He's going to have a shot just 30 metres out. And Nail goes into the Carlton coffin.
Hi, my name is Franca Senise. I joined Telecom Family and Friend FlexiPlan to save money. Isn't that so?
Yeah, we can call anybody in Italy.
I call Sarah a lot. Oh, she's got a bad leg.
And a call is only $5 every 5 minutes on weekends.
$5 for 5 minutes. I call Marina too.
And Stefano?
And Stefano!
Call 008 052 052 for full details and all conditions. Telecom Family and Friends.
Essendon continue to play without a centre-half forward. We may be able to pick up Milan Hanna, that's just trying to block up that hole there at centre-half back for Carlton. There he is on screen, but it has left a gap on the wings, and we've seen McCurry at times and also Ola Renshaw dominate that position.
Salmon gets the ball. He went for the ruck contest and then took it out of the centre square. Punched away by Christou. Hanna in trouble. Ratton takes a bit of a punt. Away to McKay. McKay's kicking to the centre. Mark taken by Alban. He plays on quickly. Blindly kicks in towards full forward. Out comes Welsh. Back goes Wanganeen and gives away a behind to Carlton. And I don't think Gavin Wanganeen would be too worried about that. He could give away another 40 and they'd still be in front.
Well, he was a little loose in the qualifying final when Heaver kicked 4 goals on him. But has played a much more disciplined game today. He also mixed it up with the attack that we know he's famous for.
And another very accurate short pass there by Fletcher finds Calthorpe.
He heads towards centre wing. Oh, they're playing inspired football at the moment. Harvey, who's just kicked his first goal. Michael Long, what a performance this man is giving us today. He's toying with them. Still going. Gets the hand pass away. Off to Danaher. Danaher tries to set something up for Hills. Hills thought about the kick, then went back again. Wallace back to Long. Michael Long, the left foot pass. Centering kick. No mark taken. Waiting down in front is Hogg. Off to Madden. He's caught. Back to Hogg. Was it a hand pass? He's given the benefit of the doubt. Harvey comes over the top to try and spoil. They pounce upon him as the ball spills free towards Bradley. Desperately, he tries to get through. He does. To the running Alban. Alban off to Kernahan. Kernahan. Don't tell me he's going to kick another one. Here's their sole man up forward. 6 to Sticks. 14-11 plays 8-5.
And well done to Matthew Hogg down in defence for Carlton. He's been one of Carlton's few winners on the day. It's kept Darren Buick relatively quiet. Buick only getting the 1 goal to date from 7 possessions. He was the one that started that, got the turnover, and resulted in a Kernahan goal, who elected to go himself and not handball to Tim Powell.
3 minutes left in the third quarter, and the difference, 42 points in favour of the Bombers. The bounce, Salmon gets it away. Through comes Scholl, he can't control it. Yes, he can, he gets it to Alban. The Blues surge forward. Kernahan's got it again. Absolutely magnificent single-handed performance by Kernahan. 6 goals. The only other goal scorer for the Blues is Rowan Welsh, who's kicked 2. Could this be his 7th goal? Just biting at Essendon's ankles. Kernahan goes for goal. It's holding up. He's got it there. It's another goal. He's kicked 7, the captain. And the Blues pull to within 36 points. And Sandy, they did have a week's rest.
Correct. And Kernahan fast approaching the record score for individual goals in a grand final. That's held by both Gary Ablett and Gordon Coventry. And that is 5. Next on the list would be Dermot Brereton, who kicked 8. That's 9, I should say, the record.
Carlton fans have something to cheer about. Heaver, can he storm through? Yes, he can. Bradley now. Alban, 46 metres. Tommy goes for goal. The Blues aren't done yet. Plays 14-11.
Finally, Carlton get a bit of a roll on, kicking a number of goals in a row. Tommy Alban's had a match he'd prefer to forget to date. But if he can produce another couple of goals, well, who knows what could happen. Winning the ball out of the centre, all important now for Carlton.
Has this ground come alive?
Correct.
Unbelievable.
Both sides now are cheering.
1 3/4 minutes left in the quarter. The Blues with the last 2 goals. Madden's dominated the centre. Away goes Calthorpe. They don't want this. This will sting. Calthorpe's shot for goal. It's on the line. It's through. Calthorpe replies for the Bombers. Back to 36
the margin. And there's all the Bombers grouping in the middle to give David Calthorpe a rap on the back. He was taken off Craig Bradley at the start of this quarter, but benched for about 5 minutes. Then Kevin Schutte brought him back on when Carlton looked to be getting into a surge. And is it important, those centre bounce takeaways? What can you muster, David Parkin?
All of a sudden, goal for goal. But Essendon able to answer the Carlton challenge. There's still time for the Blues to try and stay in this game. From the middle, Heaver, Williams. Somehow he gets the football out to Alvin, the two combining again. Oh, but great interception from the Essendon skipper, Bomber Thompson. A chip in towards the middle is good, and there's that man again, O'Donnell. He'll have to be quick. He is. Up towards half forward, and strong mark taken by Wallace. Just on a minute remaining. Essendon steadying. Dean Wallace can go short to Ricky Olorenshaw. Finds him just 20 metres away. He might go back to Wallace. Well, let's say probably 20 seconds. At very little distance. Is he going to go back to Olorenshaw again? He's thinking about it.
This is typical of the way Essendon have played in the finals, just maintaining possession, pinpointing the passes. They don't like kicking to packs unless Salmon's on the end of it.
Well, it's under 30 seconds now. Drifts it into the pocket. Oh, what a mark!
The Smoking Joe has gone forward. Joe Masidi, exciting young player. Bunch of 4 or 5 that the Bombers have got.
And this may well be the last kick for the quarter. He's not to know that, but he goes for home. He goes for home! And what a way to go! Catch us, say the Bombers. It's three-quarter time in the 93 grand final. It's set up for Essendon. It's there if they want it. 16-11, 107 to Carlton, 10-5, 65. Is it going to be a triumphant one for the Bombers or Carlton? Essendon are in the box seat. Out of the middle, Gleeson gets the first kick of the quarter. Down towards the half-forward line. Big Dustin Fletcher leads in the race for the ball. Kernahan applies a strong tackle. Not before Fletcher gets a kick away. And a throw-in to take place.
Nothing in that. Kernahan just patting Mark Thompson on the head.
Yes. Probably saying we've got a bit of catching up to do, Bomber. Captain to captain. Madden, but straight to Long. Oh, clever hand pass to Calthorpe. He'll go back to Long. He's running with him. Now he's clear. 80 metres out. 70 and closing. Up towards full forward. And the mark taken at the back. Salmon will have a shot. This could really hurt Carlton. Harvey having a bit of a jostle behind with Gleeson. If there's any doubt, one would suggest he asks them to have a look at the scoreboard.
Well, not a great deal on that. Gleeson just letting go with the errant hand. Grazed Mark Harvey's face. I think Mark Harvey, there's Rhys Jones on the screen, a Carlton and Swans champion, premiership player for Carlton, and a Norm Smith medalist.
Salmon. This for number 4. 40 metres out. He's kicked well all day. That's no exception. His kicking has been outstanding today. 17-11. Plays 10-5.
There's 4 goals once again to Paul Salmon. That makes 4 goals in each of the finals he's played in this season. And Michael Long involved once again. Magnificent pinpoint pass from a champion player.
So the bounce back in the centre, 17-11 to 10-5. Long bashes it towards the Essendon goal. It's on the wing. Harvey, good possession, important. Calthorpe, run down by Bradley. Ball spills for Alvin, but Bradley holding on just a little bit too long on Calthorpe, and Calthorpe will take the free kick for the Bombers. Short pass. Into the pocket. Wallace has got it. Gets past Silvani. goes for goal. Have a look at this. It's touched on the line by Earl Spalding and hurried over for a rush behind to Essendon. Dean Wallace trying to get into the action. He's kicked one goal in the second term. Spalding to kick it back into play. Goes to the far side of the ground. Looking out there for Christou. He bashes the ball over his head. Hogg. McKay gets run down by Somerville. Hogg left the ball behind. Good pressure by Long. Irrepressible, the Bombers. Christou beaten for it by Buick. Buick held. Plays it in front of himself. Still going after it, Darren Buick. Away goes Hogg, who's hung in there. The kick in short mark is taken by O'Donnell, who was just putting a stamp on this game, Gary O'Donnell. Quite brilliant around the centre of the ground. And another brilliant kick to the goal front. Spalding couldn't take the mark. Another goal to Essendon kicked by Hurd. It's all over.
Who will be the Crows Club champion for 93?
Tony McGuinness.
Tony Modra. With those screamers, he'd have to be well up there.
Tony Modra. Tony McGuinness. Greg Anderson.
Bickley is my choice. It would be Greg Anderson, or perhaps McGuinness, or McDermott.
Relive the highlights from a magnificent season. Soar with the best of Tony Modra. Take a behind-the-scenes look at the Crows when they play away. Feel the tension of the count when host for the night Bruce McAvaney presents the Crows Club Champion Award. 9:30 Thursday.
Somerville belted out of the centre. 65 plays 120. This is becoming a trouncing. That tells the story of the day. Powell tries to bounce his way out of trouble. It's stolen by Harvey. Harvey gives it to Wallace. He almost arrogantly goes back to Harvey. Centering kick. That was arrogant. And it's come unstuck. Silvani marks on halfback. Goes up towards the wing. Drops short, however. Thompson is there.
Quite achievement today, Bomber Thompson. Took Fraser Brown apart early. And quite magnificent.
Michael Long is on centre wing. What a game he's had. Up towards the 50-metre line. Essendon playing in front and doing it well as Mark Mercury has booted 3 goals, maybe too far out this time. Kicking from 55. Waiting for something to happen. Get a drop short. Not a good kick on the mark. Taken by McKay, who goes back towards Williams. Strong in front. But it hasn't been Diesel's day. Looks towards Kernahan. Fletcher is right there with him. And eventually it's over the line once more with Bomber Thompson.
What an act of faith it is by Kevin Sheedy to leave Dustin Fletcher on Stephen Kernahan. Kernahan's kicked 7 goals, but he's been very good, Dustin Fletcher, just hanging in there.
Certainly has. In fact, Thompson was given a free kick after being pushed over the boundary line, Robbo. It's at the moment with Christou.
Christou at half back for the Blues. Kicks it to half forward. Looking for Madden. It's punched away. Bradley gathers. He's in trouble. In all sorts of trouble. Looking for a couple of options that weren't there. Powell in trouble. Kicks across his shoulder. No good. There was a play on his own shoulder. But the players with the football, Bradley and then Powell, were under lots of pressure. Thompson marks and gets it away to Paul Hills. Hills, sneaky little hand pass for Kelthorpe. He gets past Bradley. He's got plenty of legs left in him, David Kelthorpe, and he creates around the centre of the ground. He gives it to Buick. Buick loves to run with the football. Have a look at this. Carry down the ground. And then lets himself down. Earl Spalding, clean bowl. At full back. Gives the hand pass back to Welsh. Welsh goes wide. Out towards the wing. Scholl couldn't take the mark. O'Donnell gets the ball to Ola Renshaw. Back it comes to Mercury. Mercury in short. Well done. Good little kick for Salmon. And he's marked about 40 metres from goal. Salmon with 4 goals. Mercury has kicked 3. We'll have another look at this little kick by Mark Mercury.
Well, he's an exciting talent. Very rarely waste a possession.
Official attendance, gentlemen, today, 96,862.
Well, it's been the young Bombers, as Gerard mentioned, mixed with a few experienced players. And they've got plenty to look forward to. They've absolutely slaughtered Carlton today, 18-12 to 10-5. And Carlton with just 2 goal scorers. Kernahan with 3 now. Tommy Alvin kicked 1 and Welsh has kicked 3. Good kick by Salmon. He's kicked his 5th.
65, plays 126. Scholl tries to sneak out of the middle for Carlton. Goes with a long left footer up towards Kernahan. Back over the top. Here's Wanganeen. Off to Grenville. Too easy now for the Bombers. This well-oiled machine has produced a magnificent final series. And after 4 games, they're still running. Calthorpe gets the hand pass away. O'Donnell caught one high, and he's going to take it. Almost down to centre-half forward.
Yes, and perhaps Watson coming back onto the ground for his, maybe the last time we see him playing football.
Here's O'Donnell. Up to full forward.
It's got to be a mark, isn't it?
Well, the umpire, I think, is going to say, I'll have it.
Well, he put himself in front beautifully, Salmon, and in a passage of 3 players.
Then a couple get their hands on it together simultaneously.
Well, he's the man in front.
Man in front, I think you're right, Robert.
Looked like a mark, but it's not been paid. We've got a bounce instead. Salmon with the one hand. Oh, it was very, very close. Watson's in trouble. He's ripped off the ball. O'Donnell has a snap. It's going to be a free kick
against Tim for throwing the ball, incorrect disposal. But what a way to finish a career, if in fact he doesn't go on next year.
Well, he is part of what has been a wonderful year for the Bombers. They won the Foster's Cup. Wanganeen won the Michael Tuck medal in that game. They finished on top of the ladder after the home and away. Tim Watson's been the father of the year. They've got the All-Australian coach in Kevin Sheedy. They've got the Brownlow medalist in Gavin Wanganeen. All they want now is the flag and the Norm Smith medalist. They've got one of them. As Silvani marks, the question is who will be the Norm Smith medalist. Don't want to put any pressure on my co-commentator Ian Robertson, but he is one of the selectors. Silvani from 40 metres. That tells the story of the day for the Blues. His first score of the day, he spent most of the time at the other end of the ground. 1 point only. Has Fletcher marks in the back pocket.
His kick goes out towards the half-back area, but the mark has been taken out there by Hogg. He transfers play back near the centre where Hannah takes the mark and kicks it back to within goal-scoring distance for the Blues. Williams is caught, somehow got some space and kicked it behind. Well, Greg Williams has copped some shy-acting from the Essendon fans this afternoon, but he's tried very hard. I think he's lowered his colours to just superior pace all over the ground for Essendon. Kicked by Grenvold, awkward, looked for Long. Aythorne 1 against 3, and that's been the story of the day. The Bombers have had players backing everyone up all over the ground. Somerville, short kick, and O'Donnell gets another possession. That's his 26th, the handball over the top to Thompson. 15 and a half minutes left. Thompson's kick falls in short, the mark taken by Sexton.
Sadly for the Blues, I would say, Robbo, this would be a one-off chance at their grand final. With so many players on the wrong side of 28, it's difficult to imagine them perhaps being the premiers next year.
O'Donnell again. What a game. To half forward. The sun affecting a couple of players on that occasion. Welsh takes the mark. Off to Sexton on half-back. Drifting it over the middle. It's a high floating kick. Williams had to beat a couple. Look at Long. Oh, that is just magic. Pure magic from Michael Long. To the 50-metre line. Fisted clear towards Scholl. Through he charges, but he needs help. He eventually gets it, but it's wide towards Ratton. A short little chip finds Alvin. Tom Alvin kicks towards centre wing. Madden is there. Couldn't take it in opposition to Somerville. McKay. Still going strong, he's on 50 metres. Kicks in towards the forward zone. Over Gleeson's head it goes, and it wobbles its way over the boundary line in Carlton's left forward pocket.
They've only kicked 2 points so far in this last quarter, the Blues, and the Bombers have added 3 goals, 1. Boundary thrown in the left forward pocket for Carlton. The Essendon cheers coming now. They can sense that their team is going to be premiers for 1993. Bradley will kick a belated goal across his body. Well done, Craig Bradley.
How can we get to Nakuru?
There'll be a group headed there in about 10 minutes.
11-7 Carlton. Essendon at 19-12. They're back in the middle once more. Long. Caught this time. And ridden into the ground by Athor. Ball spills free to Shaw. In trouble, shrugs the tackle. Kicks it high over the middle. Kernahan on the chest. He's got Silvani one out down in the forward line. He's got to get it down there as quickly as he can. It's a floating kick and it goes the wrong way. And Wallace is quite happy to see it over the line for one behind.
Well, to the winner go all the accolades. And what about the performance of Kevin Sheedy this year? Been absolutely magnificent. He's coached the Bombers since 1981 after an illustrious playing career with Richmond. He's coached them to 2-day flags. It'll be now 3. And also 5 pre-season flags.
Long again. Off to Thompson. Ola Renshaw in the middle. They continue to run after a hectic campaign in September. It was Carlton who had the week's rest, but you wouldn't know it looking at this Bomber machine at present. Shaw. A high kick over the middle once more. Kernahan was his target. Fletcher's hand pass is high. Danaher tried to tap it on, taken by Athorn off to Williams, and now Madden. Harry Madden's floater. Oh! Buick was the flyer, but that was all. Couldn't hold the football.
Salmon coming up into the ruck. Somerville down at full forward. And Buick also up, trying to grab himself a possession. It's been a little bit quiet today. It hasn't had to be the match winner because they've had so many of them around the ground, Essendon.
Well, Carlton a chance to put a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard. Into the right forward pocket by Athorn was another ordinary mongrel punt kick by Mark Athorn, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Essendon brilliant, 19-12, 126. Carlton left lamenting, 11-8-74 boundary throw-in. Right forward pocket for the Blues. Kernahan has kicked 7 goals. He's got the football. Can't quite get an effective kick to it. Buick may let it roll through. No, Silvani's driving. Elvin, a chance. Ordinary kick. Slews off the side of his boot. Wanganeen will run all the way with this. Hobb doing the chasing. Wanganeen, one of the most confident and competent young players in the game. And his kick will find touch, yes. Another brilliant passage of play by one of the superstars of the game, Gavin Wanganeen. And the Bomber fans are pretty happy with that. Centre wing boundary throw-in. Madden up against Mercedes. Ball spills for Athorn. Handball. McKay bombs away. Centre half forward. Kernahan's got it again. Well, it sounds a bit repetitive, but gee whiz, Stephen Kernahan has just been quite magnificent for Carlton.
Reminds me, Robbo, Dermot Brereton's performance in a losing Hawthorn side, ironically, against Essendon.
Yes, Sandy. And I think everybody looking at this game thought that that was Carlton's biggest problem, that they really only had one regular goal scorer, Kernahan, and he goes for his 8th goal. It's a good kick. Just fades away through for his 4th behind.
Well, I guess the only other possible one, Brent Heaver, has been a little bit quiet as we have a look at the enormity of the Great Southern Stand. Absolutely chock-a-block. Capacity of around 50,000 and not a spare seat in the house.
Grenvold, yes, as we said, almost 97,000 fans in attendance today. Ola Renshaw gave away a free kick. You'll have to stop, Ricky.
Wasn't he magnificent in the first quarter? Set up this victory for Essendon.
There's been a wonderful team before. Scholl up to half forward. Socket clear towards Buick, who in turn has another one. Now he's opened it up a bit for Harvey. Long making position. Harvey has a bounce just to wait for Long. From the run down. Hannah's giving chase. This will be interesting. Oh, grab on the way. Tapped it back. Picked up the free kick. It's just fantastic to watch.
I think he's promised plenty over his career, Michael Long, and he's certainly delivered now, hasn't he, Jared?
Well, he started this season in sensational form, particularly in the Foster's Cup, but then he was suspended in 3 consecutive games, which really did destroy the better bulk of his year. but come the finals, he has almost been the star of the final series. And who can forget his unbelievable burst out of the centre against the Crows last week to turn around what was a 42-point deficit at half-time for a memorable victory.
And put the Bombers into the grand final.
Throw in again. Madden locks arms. Oh, it was going to be a free kick to Essendon. The advantage is paid. Harvey for goal! On the high. Just over 9 minutes remaining. 9 minutes before the celebrations begin at Windy Hill. Around the world for Essendon supporters. Spalding. It's the hand pass away. Sexton from the back pocket. Goes up towards the centre wing. Welsh was there. That was his target. Mackay. Well, he's had a wonderful year, this young South Australian. Now it's Gleeson. And he's not going to taste premiership success today. Bradley Williams can give it away to Aythorne going past, but elects to take the kick himself and has kicked a goal. He's tried his heart out.
Hello, I'm Helen Cresswell, and I've joined Telecom's Family and Friends Flexi Plan.
Yeah, great idea.
Yes, it was. I'm a hopeless letter writer, so I just pick up the phone and call Mum in the UK.
Actually, it was my idea, and it's easy to join.
I call on weekends. It's only $5 every 5 minutes, which is terrific, because I tend to waffle on a bit.
Tell me about it. Call 008 052 052 for full details and all conditions. Telecom Family and Friends.
19-13 plays 12-9, 8.5 minutes left. Madden still trying, but away goes Long. He wouldn't be at all surprised if he wins the Norm Smith medal, Michael Long. He has been sensational and finished brilliantly in this last quarter. Aythorne, he's kicking towards half forward. And another player who would figure prominently would be Stephen Kernahan in Norm Smith medal voting. It kicking towards centre half forward. No mark. Hogg's got it. Handball away. Heaver off the left foot. Brett Heaver gets a late goal for the Blues. For a man who kicked about 40 goals for Carlton, nearly 50 goals I think for the year, that's his first goal in the last 7 3/4 minutes of the grand final.
Yes, he's been a regular goal kicker for them during the finals, but well done to Matthew Hogg there that set up Heaver. He's been a winner on the day, has controlled Buick, got the ball nicely to Heaver, who snapped truly around the corner, but too little, too late for Carlton.
127, plays 87. 40 points the margin. Madden down towards half forward. Thompson is there. The Essendon skipper has been like a rock all day, giving it to Grenville. Into the shadows of the stand and over the line. Mackay, country boy, son of a farmer, now a wool buyer.
Where from?
Lucendale in the southeast of South Australia. Played in the grand final in his first year in the AFL, but not a flag. Gleeson, look at Long. This man is like a piece of elastic.
We're yet to see the best of this player.
Heaven help us when we do.
You would think that when he gets his act together in the consistency stakes that there's a Brownlow medal beckoning.
I might have voted too early, I think, Jared.
Along towards centre wing. Watson, clever tap to Hurd. Still a master is Tim Watson. And there's another one by the young one. Joe Mercedes off to Ricky Olorenshaw. Kicks into the sunshine. Clean bowls Madden. With him is Spalding. Salmon does a bit of a lean. Now this will test his goal-kicking prowess. Perhaps a little ambitious. Out of bounds on the ball. I don't think he's too concerned. But he's been pretty deadly. Today, Ratton brings it back into play and finds Gleeson tucked in the back pocket.
Yes, Gleeson will run outside 50 metres. 2 bounces. Nearly up to the wing. Forced to kick with the left foot. Good mark taken by Justin Madden. Handballs away to Alvin. Alvin gets past Chris Danaher. Handball to Hogg, who slips over. Well tackled by Mercury. Alvin brilliantly tackled by Chris Danaher. Michael Long and Hannah
In chips Aythorne. His kick across his body. Bounces into the square. Bradley got rid of by Calthorpe. And Harvey quite content to give away a behind. A rushed one at that to the Blues. And Mark Harvey's been a bit of an unsung hero today. He came into the game with a big cloud over him, and he's had 20 possessions, and kicked a goal.
Yes, many thought he might take his place because of a heel injury, but he's done well. Thompson. Been a fine skipper too, we mustn't forget that. And O'Donnell has been sensational. 27 possessions for him. Game of possessions now, as Fletcher has it. Just on 5 minutes remaining. What a performance by Kevin Sheedy. Tasting back-to-back success in 84 and 85. It's been a bit of a wait, but I'm sure it's been worth it. And he thought he may leave the club, Gerard, a couple of years ago to head north to Sydney. The carrot was dangled.
But he neglected to go. But what about this chap? After the final celebration, he'll have to put his head down for VCE studies. There wouldn't be too many footballers that could say that.
No, for our international viewers, that's studying for school exams. The young giant has a great future ahead of him. Buick has a free kick. On the defensive side of centre wing, he goes wide to Watson. Is it the last time we'll see Tim Watson in game number 298? But what a career it's been.
Right half forward for Essendon. There's Timmy Watson, who will be hanging the premiership medal around his neck. So will this young man, along with the Brownlow medal. Wanganeen. Ordinary kick. Get back to the back line, Gavin. I don't think he'd be too worried. Spalding to kick it back in for the Blues. Goes to the 50-metre line. Gleeson takes the mark. Welsh is in his way. Handball away to Ratton. A lot of Carlton players. Very, very ordinary stats. Madden has taken the mark on centre wing. He's battled manfully. 30 hit-outs and 15 possessions. That kick short. Ratton taken away by Calthorpe. On hands and knees. He got it away to Mercedes. Mercedes has a good look up the field and passes it off. Salmon. Handball over his shoulder. Fairly well ineffective. Hanna picks it off. Spalding is going to get caught. Earl must have thought he was on for Sunday afternoon picnic. Gathered by Heaver in the centre of the ground. Heaver goes and kicks quite well in the finish. The mark is taken by Gleeson. 3 minutes left. And the Blues a chance to just add another goal to their score. They've kicked 13-10, and all throughout the year the questions were asked about whether the Blues could kick a big score. And it's really hit home this afternoon. Gleeson shot for goal. Misses to the left-hand side. That's his first score, just one behind. 13-11, 19-13. A big win coming up for Essendon. Harvey goes in short. And the mark is taken by Calthorpe. Williams on the mark.
This monster crowd standing by to celebrate. They know there's not long to go now.
This win was certainly set up in the first quarter for Essendon. Since then, Carlton's added 81 points. Essendon has still outscored them, adding 89.
The Bombers finished 8th last year as their rebuilding program virtually commenced. And I don't think many thought it would bring these sort of results so quickly. But it has. It's just been the sort of year a coach dreams of and the club dreams of. O'Donnell in the thick of things again, so too is Thompson up towards the half-back line. That was Joe Mercedes, couldn't take it. Now it's high towards Kernahan, couldn't take it. Williams from behind. Back to Kernahan from a standing start. He pumps it wide, too wide, and out of bounds on the field. Been a great try, Sticks. He can hold his head high. There's the Carlton hierarchy. McClure, Gallagher, Parkin and co.
Well, David Parkin borrowed a memo from his old mentor, John Kennedy, which set up the theme for the week for Carlton, and it read, "It's later than you think. Fill the pages of your glorious youth, for the pages are very quickly turned." But unfortunately for him, it's been the Essendon youth that have dominated and filled the pages.
Grenville gives it to Danaher. Look at Long. Sheer excitement. Off to McCurry. Long again. Is this man the best man on the ground? I ask you. To half forward, Wanganeen. He had a shot at goal minutes ago. Is Long down behind play?
He's just resting.
Exhaustion. Sheer exhaustion. There's less than 30 seconds to go.
This is fitting, isn't it?
This is very fitting, Robbo. The Brownlow medalist. He won the Michael Tuck medal for being the champion player in the night series at the start of the year. And now he wants to cap it off with a goal. And he has. He has.
Hello again, in the news tonight at 6, all the colour of the grand final at the MCG, of course. Major crime detectives on the trail of a murderer in the mid-north of the state following the discovery of a 55-year-old man's body with stab wounds. And we take a spin with some pedal power people pushing in the pursuit of perfection. We'll see you at 6.
Nobody knows Saturday like 7.
Kevin Sheedy has done it again for the Bombers. There's the bounce. Somerville, and there's the siren. Victory for the Bombers. Performance. Tim Watson, father of the year, he can't believe it. This was his 298th game, probably his last, and he's gone out on the highest possible note. Kevin Sheedy, no coat to wave around his head today. He doesn't need it. He stands tall as he greets his charges for this man who so dearly wanted a premiership, has tried for so long, and for his Carlton teammates. Only despair.
Well, you asked the question, is winning the second semi-final a real bonus? I mean, everyone questioned whether these young fellas could come on again and play, you know, 3 pretty hard finals in a row. But they just finished full of running, didn't they? I think that second semi-final was a good searching test for them. They really searched Carlton out. They had 5 or 6 players unavailable through injury. And to get beaten by just 2 points, I'm sure they were pretty confident that they could beat Carlton if they could get another crack at it.
You're right. Let's go down to the ground now. Here's Bernie.
Great celebrations down here, Sandy. I have with me Mark McCurry, one of the young Essendon stars. Fantastic performance, Mark.
Yeah, sensational, mate. As a kid, that's all you dream of, and it's come true. Sensational, mate.
Well, everyone said you might have done it too hard. You had a hard run through the finals, but it didn't seem to worry all the hard work.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good preparation. We had, you know, all the young bob blokes, a lot of experience. Sensational, mate.
It wasn't looking too good after round 7, 11th position on the ladder, and you could really blow on your chances.
Yeah, we had a bit of a tough tour, but we overcome it all, and we made it, so it's sensational.
Terrific. Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Yes, to the winner of the spoils, Justin Madden, the gentle giant, the Carlton comedian, will not be laughing tonight. But these boys will. And I just wonder how long it's going to be before it really sinks in for some of these youngsters, Jared. They're just 18 years of age.
Well, probably about 10 years when their careers are almost at their finish at the end. Really do feel for some of the losers on the ground. There's a despairing look if you've ever seen one. For David Parkins, the first time that he has suffered defeat in a grand final as coach after 3 winning flags.
Let's go down to the boundary line. Here's Bernie with the grand old man of Bomberland.
You're the grand old man of Bomberland. Tim, how's it feel? Is this one better than any of the others?
I think it's just a fantastic effort. I mean, so many people at the start of the year, including probably the Essendon people, didn't know that we'd be this good. And I mean, I think we're the best team of the year, and we proved it today.
Oh, you certainly did. Now, Tim, you could have been sitting on the boundary line watching with me again this year. Is it better out there or what?
hope they missed you.
Well, they're even thinking about you might retire. Do you want to go out on the premiership team? Or
It'd be a good way to go out, I think.
think so?
Yeah, I think it will be.
Only a couple of games. What is it, one game off 300?
2 off 300, yeah.
2 off 300. It'd be disappointing to stop down, Tim.
Yeah.
It looks like they're set for a great era of the Bombers with the young
Well,
players.
look, I think this side here could, I mean, they are very young. There's a good blend of experience too, but it could probably go on for a few years, I think.
Yeah, what about when you came off at the 20-minute mark of that first quarter? What was that for? Was this a bit of a spell?
Yeah, just having a spell, yeah.
Well, fantastic performance, Tim. It looked as, you know, the start of the year, you did it hard. You were down in 11th position at, after round 7. What turned the team around, Tim?
Well, I think they just, the boys just believed in themselves. They believed in our pattern of play. We've got a very good team play, and I think that it was just a great exercise in perseverance. And I mean, these young blokes, they really deserve a lot of credit because you know, a lot of guys playing their first year of prone to inconsistency, but they just hung in there. And I mean, I'm just very happy and very proud of them.
Great performance, Tim. Congratulations and enjoy the evening.
Thanks, Bernie.
Good on you, Tim. Thank you.
Yes, a wonderful performance by Tim Watson, 298 games. It's time now to meet the 1993 premiers. Here's Mike Williamson.
Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, before we do anything else, I think we should pay tribute to Carlton the way they fought it out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome former Richmond champion Maurice Rioli, himself a winner of the Norm Smith Medal in 1982, to present the Norm Smith Medal to the player judged as best of field in the 1993 Foster's AFL Grand Final. And in this international year of the world's Indigenous people, may I announce to you the 1993 winner of the Norm Smith Medal is Michael Long of Essendon. Congratulations, Michael. Well done, Morris. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome former champion Geelong ruckman Graham Polly Farmer to present medallions to each player of the winning team. Polly Farmer. We'll ask the players to come forward as I call out their names. Number 1, Mark Harvey. Number 2, Mark McCurry. Number 3, the big fish, Paul Salmon. Number 4, the reigning Brownlow medalist, Gavin Wanganeen. Number 5, James Hurd. Number 7, Chris Danaher. Number 8, Darren Buick. Number 10, Gary O'Donnell. Number 11, Paul Hill. Number 13, and another great game, Michael Long. Number 19, Peter Somerville. Number 21, Dean Wallace. Number 24, another baby bomber, Joe Masiti. Number 29, David Grenville. Number 31, another baby, Dustin Fletcher. Number 32, he's a marvel, Timmy Watson. Number 38, Sean Denham. Number 47, Rick Ollerenshaw. '48, David Pelthorpe. The father of the team, the coach, Kevin Sheedy. And the captain, Mark Thompson. And now Polly will present the Premiership Cup, Foster's AFL Premiership 1993. What about it? Right now, Bomber, what we're going to do is ask you to lead the team, the gallant Baby Bombers, on a lap of honour. Off you go.
I'd just like to thank all you magnificent supporters. Thank you.
Well done. Come on, let's hear it. The Bombers. Foster's AFL Premiers 1993. Right, boys, let's go on the lap of honour. Come on, let's hear it for them. Incidentally, to all you Bomber fans, these Bomber Premiership T-shirts will be available as from tomorrow morning in all Kmart stores. I'm sure you'll go and get one. They're terrific.
It's a wonderful moment for these players. I know that Tim Watson would appreciate being called one of the baby Bombers. They now join Carlton with 15 grand final wins, and Gerard, looking at the makeup of this team, they could certainly add to that in the years ahead.
Yes, unlike the Carlton side, where the strength of their team is 28 years or above, you'd have to say that this is just a magnificent team, and that every player has contributed. And with 8 players 20 years old or under, the future for the Bombers certainly looks bright. You go right through their list: Mercury, Masidi, Herb, the list goes on and on. Wang Yineen, the Brownlow medalist. Chris Danaher, what a magnificent effort for him to fight back after being dropped so many times through the year. Buick, of course, still a young player, although a champion forward pocket as we know. And Paul Hills, I thought he was a quiet achiever today, but did magnificently well on Mill and Hannah, particularly on the wing early in the piece. And there's Michael Long, the Norm Smith medalist, with the company's hand. What a fantastic performance.
My word, this huge crowd giving them the ovation they deserve. We'll take a break. More shortly from the MCG.
They don't try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly on.
Never take a punt. Always wear Adidas.
Nissan's Pulsar Q is back, but in limited numbers only. Fully imported, power steering, central locking, and distinctive Q styling. To get into Wheels Magazine's 1993 Quality Award winner, get into a Nissan dealer now and join the queue. Unbeatable quality for less than $20,000.
Torrent two-wheel action returns to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre for one night only. Saturday, October 9, when Derry Vale and SAFM present the Max Australian Supercross Championship. It's the indoor action attraction on a man-made mountain of dirt. See the Aussie stars Ashkenazi, Bell, Hogan and Andrew tackle Yankee Mike Anti-Gravity Jones in a bruising dash for the cash. The Derry Vale Max Australian Supercross Championship. Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Saturday, October 9. Book now at Bass and get in on the action.
Steve Miller's been making great rock and roll for over 20 years, and here at last is a collection of his absolute best.
Go on, take the money and run. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker.
Get set for one huge night of great rock and roll with the Steve Miller Band live. 19 tracks on one classic album, the very best of the Steve Miller Band, out now.
Extra tangy lemon solo. Light on the fizz so you can slam it down fast. Solo Lemon, the thirst crusher.
Okay, South Australia, it's party time again. Sunday, 31st of October at the National Motor Museum, Birdwood, the 3rd annual Rock and Roll Rendezvous. The official event for vehicles manufactured before 1970. We got fins, we got chrome, we got bikes, rods, food and drinks. And we got 4 great rock and roll bands playing live all day. The Rock and Roll Rendezvous, Sunday, October 31st, National Motor Museum, Birdwood. Let's party.
In the hustle-bustle world of the 90s, where every moment brings change, we need more news and information than ever before. Information that tells the truth. Information that's there when you need it. Because in a world like this one, You can't afford to be alone. You're not. 7, your information network.
And so we check the final scoreline here at the MCG in the 93 grand final. Essendon victorious, and they set it up, particularly in the second quarter. 20 goals, 13, 133. Carlton, most disappointing, 13, 11, 89. The victorious coach is Kevin Sheedy. Here he is with Bernie Quinlan.
Thanks, Andy. Well, congratulations, Kevin. That was must have been a very satisfying victory, that one.
Well, it was. You know, we've had a lot of plans in the last couple of years. And it's been worthwhile. We've been to 2 of the last 4 grand finals, I'd say. We lost 1-1-1, you know, to our committee. David Shaw, our president, Ron Evans, our previous president, for keeping me at the club. I'd like to say personally thank you to the whole of the country. He was a wonderful president and will be a great commissioner. And the players, really, they're a young batch of players with a good mixture. And I think possibly, well, even though they're a young side, they're fairly experienced. They've played 4 finals matches, and that'll hold them in good stead.
They look to be doing it the hard way, Sheeds, losing that first one against Carlton.
Well, probably the benefit out of that must be in the end was that we played an extra game and we needed a game for the experience. So it's out of a negative, there's always a positive if you look at it that way.
What about Michael Long's performance in the middle there, the Norm Smith medalist?
He is just a sensational player. He's a 100-game player now. He's only 23 years of age. And I think every time he gets the ball, he excites the crowd. He'll get people to the stadium. And it was just interesting in the last sort of 4 minutes where Long ran through the centre, kicked it to Wanganeen, and they ended up with a wonderful goal and picked up the 2 medals for the year.
Well, you just about won everything this year, Sheeds. The Foster's Cup, the Brownlow medal, the Norm Smith medal,
Cleland Trophy,
and now the big one.
Well, I think that possibly it's due to the club. The club's planning in every area, and I think that, well, we'll just sit and enjoy for a couple of weeks because we've got the draft coming up, and the side's young enough to do well again. You know, they're not too old, and well, that's the way I'm looking at the future.
Sure, the future looks very bright with the young Bombers in that side. Gee, they played with maturity beyond their years today, didn't they, Sheed?
Well, they've had
a wonderful performance.
They've had a good upbringing. I mean, we'd like to thank our previous coaches and, you know, let's face it, Dennis Pagan or give it a hand, Merv Kane.
We can't remember a previous coach at Essendon. You've been there that long now.
My assistant coaches. and on that, you know, Ray Jordan from under 19s. We had very well out of the under 19s, and I really believe that the clubs should look at, you know, making sure we work at that apprenticeship area. And the other major factors are my coaches today, Neil Danaher, also David Whedon, Danny Corcoran, and my fitness coaches as well with recruiting staff, Noel and Kevin Morris.
Great. Thanks for your time, Sheeds, and go and enjoy it with the players.
Yes, thank you, Bernie. A real team effort out at Windy Hill in 1993, and it certainly has paid dividends. They have reaped the crop. They've taken absolutely everything. Crowd of just under 97,000 have started to disperse. They're heading home, either celebrating or drowning their sorrows, and out to meet them as they leave is Bill McDonald.
Well, plenty of supporters drifting out of the ground, plenty of fans, a lot of them happy. Let's chat to a few of them. Oh, how was that?
Well, all I can say is that I came all the way down from Sydney to see this match, and it cost me a lot of money, and it was worth every single cent. I'd like to say hi to my wife, Janine, and to my mate, Cabot, back in Sydney. All the best, and come on, the Bombers! You did it!
All right, let's wander around, see if we can find a few more. Another Bomber supporter. Are you happy to see the way it finished today?
I'm very pleased with the Bombers effort.
Never in doubt, right?
No, never.
All right, congratulations. There you go, thanks a lot. Who else have we got? Have we got Nick?
Yes, mate.
Would you think they'd win it?
Oh, mate, I came from Queensland. I bought my ticket 3 weeks ago to be here. I thought they'd win it, and they've done it!
We don't seem to have too many Carlton supporters around at the moment. Not surprisingly, they're probably all hiding, but plenty of happy Bomber supporters on the way out of the southern stand. So that's just about it out here. We'll see you a little bit later on.
Yes, good on you, Billy. You came down from Queensland. I think you better take that gentleman back with you. Let's return to the victorious rooms. Their skipper is Bomber Thompson. Bernie, I bet he's delighted.
Delighted, that's for sure, Sandy. Bomber Thompson, congratulations. A fantastic performance by the team.
Oh, yeah, sensational effort. And just right from the word go, the first bounce, I think we were really focused in, wanted to win the game that badly that the boys went out and did it.
What about the injuries? Coming into the final series, you had about 5 injury problems, and you lost that first final against Carlton. It didn't look too good from there. You had a hard road home from there, but the boys certainly lifted. Really, you had so much strength in that side and depth that came through, Bomber.
Yeah, I think that the injuries did come at a bad time, but when you get injuries, sometimes they can have a double action and freshen players up. And for the last 2 weeks, my legs have been pretty good. So, and Harvey, there's nothing wrong with Harvey today. So, you know, we've had
unlucky to get the injuries, but lucky sort of to come back okay from them. So, you know, it's just been a great day for us.
Yeah, terrific. Congratulations, a great performance. Enjoy the evening.
Good on you, Bernie. I will. Don't worry.
Good on you, mate.
Celebrate.
Like the way he said, I will, don't worry. Well, Simon Madden is one of Windy Hill's favourite sons. Been a champion for many a long day, only hung up his boots recently. But he's changed camps. He's been assisting the ruckman out at Princes Park, Carlton's territory. So I wonder how he feels after Essendon's meritorious win today. Here he is with Max Stevens. Max?
I don't know if it's congratulations or commiserations. How do you assess it?
Well, I suppose they had a foot in each camp. I'm very disappointed for Justin, but I'm very elated for a lot of my former teammates and especially the club. I think it's an excellent win by Essendon, and they should be congratulated the way they went about it. And I'll have to go down the rooms very soon after this and congratulate a few of them.
Now, you say you're going to the rooms. Obviously, you're going to jump onto the Essendon rooms.
Oh, well, when you've played 379 games with them, it's a bit hard just to sort of say I won't say anything to them. I might be able to get into the Carlton rooms and commiserate with some of the Carlton players too, but it's a funny feeling when you've got a foot at each camp, yeah.
Tell me, how did you see the game, the way Essendon started? Just sort of sums it up?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think they definitely had their mind on the job. They were very well prepared. I thought there's a couple of tricks up the way the team lined up with no direct centre forward, with him playing around on the half-forward flank with David Grenbold on the half-forward line on McKay rather than on the back line. It was a little bit unbalancing, I think, and they very, very well set it up in that first quarter. And Carlton looked a little bit frazzled, and they really didn't handle the situation at all.
Okay, thanks for talking with us, Simon Madden.
Good on you, thanks, Matt.
Yes, thank you, Simon, and he can go down to the Windy Hill rooms and celebrate with his former Essendon teammates like Timmy Watson. Well, Bill McDonald, we saw him with some of the Essendon fans celebrating. I guess for the Blues, Billy, it's a different story.
Well, now the other side of the coin. They didn't have much to cheer about today, the Blues supporters. It's a disappointing day all round, eh?
Well, a little bit disappointing, but, you know, full credit to Essendon. They played well, and Michael Long with the medal. I mean, what could you say, though? They were good on their day, but maybe next year we'll give it a go, and it'll be back there with the Blue Boys.
All right, thanks a lot. Let you go. What went wrong with you guys today, the Blues?
Just the play wasn't there, the confidence wasn't there, I suppose. Full credit to Essendon, but I suppose next year they'll hopefully give it another crack and hopefully win it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Here we go, Bombers, all these Bombers fans, plenty of Bombers fans, not too many Blues. Are you happy about today then?
Damn right.
Did you tip it?
Oh, yeah. I had faith in them all along.
All right. There you go, good to see you all. Any more Blues supporters? No, see, there's nobody here, so we've got no choice. It's all Essendon. Thanks a lot. Back to the studio.
Good on you, Billy. Yes, of course, it's all Essendon after their great win. We'll take a break. Stay with us here on 7 Sport.
McDonald's McFeast is 100% Australian beef, Kraft cheese, Heinz ketchup, McCormick mustard, onions, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles on a buttercup bun. And when it's served with French fries from Birdseye and a Coca-Cola, all for $3.95, it's a McFeast extra value meal.
$3.95? That's incredible.
It's back time.
For Agent Horrigan, some things at the Secret Service have changed.
What are you looking at?
But some things... I'm planning to kill the president. ...have not.
Take the subject out.
In the line of fire.
Right now, when you purchase a pack of BP Visco High Performance Engine Oil, we'll give you the chance to win the same car that won the James Hardy 12-hour at Bathurst. The fantastic twin-turbo Mazda RX-7. But on second thoughts, maybe we should give you the less conspicuous version. Ah, that's better. Win a Mazda RX-7 with BP Visco. Enter now!
What do you see when you look at me? Who I am or who I can be? Hey, I've always been around. You just gotta dig deeper down. And I feel better now. Yeah, I feel better. I feel better now. If I should get the feeling to dance up on the ceiling,
nobody's business if I do.
What you do in your own home is your own business. At the Co-op, our business is to help you get that home.
Ain't nobody's business if I do.
The home that suits you best.
He's a working class.
All Mazda vans, trucks and one-tonners now have a new 2-year unlimited kilometre warranty. So you can go as far as you like in 2 years and still be covered. Mazda, built to work.
Monday.
Ronnie, you're up next.
While Hugo's scouting around for some local talent,
If you've got any special requests? Yeah?
he finds the clumsiest, prettiest girl in town, then falls madly in love. A country practice. Monday on 7.
He was a defenseless old man with a crippling disease. But police say he became the victim of a violent crime.
A vicious, cowardly attack.
Help a family find justice. Join Ann Sanders and watch Australia's Most Wanted Tuesday.
Welcome back to the MCG, fast emptying of its almost 97,000 strong crowd after Essendon's big win in the 93 grand final. Quick look, of course, at what is coming up on 7. And don't forget, on October 2, it's the Tui's Top 10. The shootout for the big race on Sunday. Who will be King of the Mountain? All that action is coming your way on 7. But wherever you may be viewing, check your local guides for details. I've got two gentlemen with me. Well, I think you're probably a little bit deflated after that, I think.
Yes, they come in with great expectations,
Yes.
Sandy, and when you come in with great expectation, you usually go away disappointed, don't you?
What is your theory now, Peter McKenna, on the week's break?
Well, I don't think the week's break makes any difference at all, Sandy. I think that Essendon proved that. The fact that they're such a fit side, they're a young side, and there's the disappointed Carlton players, but Essendon came through a very, very tough draw. They finished on top of the ladder. They proved themselves the best side in the competition. And I think it was a terrific blend on of youth and experience. And the experience...
Well, you can say that, Peter, but also they had a lot of avenues to goals, didn't they? And they were different right from the start. They wanted the ball, and it'd be interesting if we get the stats up, but because the stats out of the centre would have really favoured Essendon. Madden was getting his own hand on the ball more, but the desperation was there, and right from the centre, that's where it started.
And they certainly had a huge edge in pace. When you look at some of the guys, Long, his explosive pace out of the middle, McCurry, Denham, Hills, they're all quick players, and Carlton really, their small players aren't all that quick except for Bradley, and he was well covered. So
also, if you look at the
they had a lot
goal
of problems around the
kickers
pack.
too, that Essendon had 12 fellows that contributed on the scoreboard, whereas Carlton only had 6. And the bulk of their goals came from Stephen Kernahan. So
he was great.
You know, they just focus their whole attack on Kernahan. If he doesn't fire, well, they're in trouble, as they were today.
Yes, Craig Bradley there with Mike Fitzpatrick, a former champion of the Carlton club, trying to answer a few questions. It's not easy. There's a bird's eye view from the magnificent Regent Hotel here in Melbourne, one of the premier hotels in this country, as fans stream away from the MCG. Bomber fans happy, Carlton fans looking ahead to next year. We'll take a break, more shortly.
How can we get to Nakuru?
There'll be a group headed there in about 10 minutes.
McDonald's Big Mac is 100% Australian beef. Kraft cheese, McCormick special sauce, onions, pickles, lettuce on a buttercup bun. And when it's served with French fries from Bird's Eye and a Coca-Cola, all for $3.95, it's a Big Mac extra value meal.
$3.95? Mate.
It's Mac time.
pressure taste.
The big action movies are on 7 next week.
Get ready for a surprise.
Starting Sunday, see Hollywood's hottest stars.
Life's just a dream.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who the hell am I?
Sharon Stone.
Have a nice day.
Bigger than ever, Total Recall. Then Chad McQueen follows in his father's footsteps. In the premiere, Martial Law. Then the training's over.
It's a war.
Nicolas Cage and the fugitive's Tommy Lee Jones. In Firebirds. The big action movie starts Sunday on 7.
Next week on Real Life, Olympic jobs.
Well, this should be a great confidence builder for the country.
Can you benefit? The opportunities fully explained.
$8 billion of economic benefit, 150,000 jobs.
You'll meet our $10,000 homemaker.
Goodness me, it's almost like winning the lottery.
Now she can stay at home.
Especially with a baby coming along.
And afford a family. Plus, the tenants from hell, leaving thousands of dollars damage. Real Life, weeknights at 6:30.
Welcome back to the MCG. Well, our Mark of the Year competition certainly created an enormous amount of interest right around the country. We picked out the 5 top marks. You were asked to call us throughout the afternoon, concluding at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And I tell you what, the exchanges have been busy, particularly in South Australia, because the winning mark was that of Tony Modra, and he won with a score of 34,000 calls. Here's the mark. What a beauty it was against North Melbourne. So Tony Modra is the winner in our Mark of the Year, and our lucky entrant is Tony Lloyd of Ararat in Victoria. Tony, congratulations to you. As I said, they were very, very busy in South Australia, with Tony Modra polling 34,000 calls. His nearest rival, believe it or not, was his teammate, Sean Wren, with 12,000. Let's get back to grand final calculations, though. Here's Bernie with one of the stars, Michael Long. Bernie?
Certainly one of the stars. It's a pleasure to watch you today, Michael. Norm Smith medalist, and with his wife, Kirsty. Well done, Kirsty, as well. Terrific, Michael. Congratulations.
It's a really great win. All the boys didn't give up. I mean, we got the lead early, and we just kept persisting with the 6-goal break, and we kept working really hard. Didn't let them back in, which was really great. Commiserations to Carlton, though. They played well. We were the younger side, the quicker side, I think, on the day, and it's great feeling to be part of.
Michael, the year of the Indigenous people, did that mean anything more to you today, running around there?
Oh, it did really, especially I knew Morris was going to get the medal out, and especially having so many of supported Aboriginal communities and that behind you, I felt really confident going into the game, especially with their support. It's great.
Great, well done, Michael. Pleasure to watch you today.
Thanks, Bernie.
Yes, Bernie, you've summed it up. It's really been a sensational final series by Michael Long. We'll take a break.
Thursday.
And in further news...
Oh, no. It's really big news on 7.
It's not how you move for it.
They're back.
Oh, my name is not Paul Keating.
And this time they mean business.
Let's do a bit of work on that neck.
A full frontal assault that'll show no mercy.
I'm Brian told me.
Our reporters have more pens in their top pockets, and not just the blue ones.
Toyota brings you a brand new season of Full Frontal presented by Fast Forward. Thursday, 8:30 on 7.
And that matters.
Excuse me, you go away on family holidays, you know all the stuff they want you to bring along, you know, tents, picnic things.
Bicycle, fishing rod, dog food, the dog.
You can fit it all in. I mean, you sit up front, it feels just like a sedan. But then back here, my goodness, sell tickets, hold the dance.
Foodland's famous 2-for-1 sale is back. Buy 1 pack of Peerless Crumpets and get 1 free. Buy 1 pack of Lion Jelly Crystals and get 1 free. Buy 1 bottle of Trix dishwashing liquid and get 1 free. Buy a 4-pack of Softex toilet rolls and get 1 free. Plus, you could win a luxurious Great Aussie holiday in Darwin for 2 people. Look for the entry form in your Foodland catalogue. The Foodland 2-for-1 sale. Don't miss it.
Light on the fizz so you can slam it down fast. Solo Lemon, the thirst crusher.
There's a light that's shining through, a gentle white lady by your side. She's the one who cares for you.
White Lady Funerals, the caring alternative.
It's trade-in roundup time at Radio Rentals. Rent to own or pay cash for a Sharp Hi-Fi, $599 and above, and receive $90 trade-in for a working Hi-Fi. Round up that Hi-Fi and trade in now on a Sharp Hi-Fi from Radio Rentals.
Congratulations, Sydney, on winning the Olympic bid from one of your major sponsors.
Well, there it is, the most prized possession in the country, the Grand Final Cup, and of course you've got the opportunity of purchasing one of those, particularly if you're an Essendon supporter, from any What's New stores. That's from next Monday, or from the Essendon Football Club out at Windy Hill. That is $150. The Grand Final T-shirts are also available as from tomorrow, I guess. And of course, something that's synonymous with Grand Final here in Australia is the WEG poster. So all that lies ahead of you. Just quickly checking all results today, because it has been a mighty day here at the MCG. In the main game, Essendon 2 strong, 20-13 to Carlton 13-11. And in the reserves match, Melbourne 13-12 defeated North Melbourne 7-14. Whilst in the early game today, victory went to Northern over Western. In the seniors, the day belonged to the Bombers.